Bostonian is Matt Perrault.
This is our city.
The book is Dave Sharapan.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
Together, they are the Bostonian versus the book.
You covered 12. I covered.
Follow the show on Twitter at Boston versus the book.
How do you like them apples?
Bringing you the best insight on sports betting news, Matt and Dave's daily picks, and an entertaining and unfiltered dive into the sports betting industry. Here's Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
Seconds-ish to air. Stand by on streaming. Stand by on Sports Grid. Stand by on Matt Frozen. Stand by for Roll Call Friday at 5. And roll call. 4, 3, 2, 1. Take.
How are you? Happy Roll Call Friday. I thought it might be a different way of starting the show today because we're going to spend time at the top talking about a lot of things in the 70s. Back when the Oakland A's were the Oakland A's. They're no longer the Oakland A's. They're the Sacramento A's. We'll get to that here at the top with a guy who has seen a lot of those games in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s and 2000s all the way up to yesterday, when we saw the end of the Oakland Coliseum. He is Dave Sharapan. I am Matt Perrault. It is a Roll Call Friday. It is a Fight Song Friday. We have got a ton of college football, including Alabama and Georgia. We will go to Alabama to have a conversation about the Crimson Tide. Pick at Circa. The move came on the Crimson Tide this morning to drive that number down. Georgia is no longer favored here in Las Vegas. We'll see how long that stays that way. Big game for UGA. Big game for Bama. And you're wearing Royal stuff, Dave. How are you on Friday?
Oh, yeah. I am just fantastic. I wore the A stuff yesterday and got a lot of good feedback from it. Feel bummed out that they're done. And we got to go to a guy who I got the pleasure of meeting here in Vegas, and he knows as much and has been in many games in Oakland as anybody that I know. So we'll talk to Tyke first and then Thom later for the Bama stuff. I got the Royal stuff on because they just got to get one win and they're in. And that's going to be exciting. The Tigers, same situation. They got the White Sox for 3. So we're not really worried about them. Football. We're going to get in trouble. We're going to get in trouble for that opening, huh?
For that opening?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Are you sure?
I don't know. I mean, I know we're getting in trouble for the Fight Song Friday stuff already, so it's fine.
Back from your flight east, and you can't get mad. The hell with it. I'm pushing all the buttons. I don't care. I love it.
The thing that's easy for us is that you can't get. The only time you get really in a lot of trouble with YouTube is when you monetize and you try to have ads. Well, on Fridays, we haven't had the ads be turned on.
No ads Friday.
So you can't really get mad at us for playing this stuff. And, you cannot monetize your show on Friday. Well, all right. We're not going to try to monetize our show then. We're not monetizing. So then there's nothing you can really yell at us.
Friday, Roll Call Friday, baseball coming to the end, football really heating up. NFL, they're arguing in the chat whether it's a good product or not. I'll tell you what, you were ahead of it. The kicking thing is real. They don't even have to keep their eyes open. It don't matter where they're at.
Unless you have a kick riding on everyone to cover.
Well, it's fixed. Did you hear? I mean, Vegas knows it's rigged. It's this, it's that. I mean, it falls on the number. And, man, it just went right. It was up and it just blew to the
guy
right.
Made a 60-yarder earlier in the game.
Happens.
Barely got it to a 50-yard distance and was way right in a I mean, come on. That was a massive swing. 5.5 to 5. So many people got hooked. A bunch of people got, screwed with the total on teasers. Like it was, how many
35? It was 20 to 15. The teasers were fine. They were going the 3 points.
How many times the Giants can't score a touchdown?
Oh, well, they kick. That's just red zone. Bad
field goal. It's like, okay, is this fun to watch? It's a field goal competition. This isn't football. Like, what is this?
Listen, that game was 4.5 at some point, and it was 6 at some point. It wasn't a great result for the book. The books got middled on the side. That hurts. It's going to leave a mark. But nobody's crying for the books. Nobody's crying. Everybody's crying because they had Dallas minus 5.5. Listen, the number, it does matter. Sometimes the number does matter. And yeah, JC,
I think there's some truth to that, D Stout. He did look rushed. I'll agree. Aubrey looked rushed.
Good call, D Stout.
I agree with you. I was on the plane watching it, but from what I could see on the little, whatever it was, I was on a plane, Joel. Didn't matter. It was football on a plane. I can't get angry at football on a plane, even if it was bad. Bad football on a plane, still football on a plane.
Football on a plane.
Still better. I like football on a plane. It's fun. It wasn't bad. So it was fun to watch. I had a good time, but let's not make Tyke wait too long here. After 57 seasons, the A's closed out the Oakland Coliseum. They won 3-2 yesterday against the Rangers. Mason Miller threw 2 of the fastest pitches ever at the Coliseum, including the last one, 103.8 was the fastest recorded pitch ever. The last pitch thrown in the Coliseum is the fastest pitch ever recorded in the Coliseum. Attendance, 43,889 as the team goes to Sacramento and then potentially to Las Vegas. As we set the scene for what this moment, what this time in baseball history, CBS talked to a fan. And rather than put the video on, I thought I'd read it because I think Tyke can probably agree with this. This is a random fan who was stopped by CBS. It's since gone viral. He said, "My dad didn't know what to do with me, so he brought me here," meaning the Coliseum. "And we used to walk across that Bart Bridge to games, and it was like magic. I watched Dwayne Murphy and Ricky Henderson out there running the outfield, stealing bases, hat flying off. It was beautiful. And that's what made me fall in love with baseball. I had a little brother who was 13 years younger than me. I didn't know what to do with him. So what did I do? I brought him here. When I went away to college, I would send him tickets, and he would call me for the national anthem. He would call me for Jason Giambi's first at-bat as a Yankee so I could hear the boos. And then when I had kids, I knew what to do with them. I brought them here. That's what baseball in Oakland is. This is generations. This is father to son, to brother to child. And you're ripping that away for what? To fill a stadium in Vegas with 70% visiting fans? That's ridiculous. It's a decent argument, Dave, is it not? I mean, it's kind of hard to push back on that.
Man, that one hits you in where the feels are. You know, that one, I saw the video. I watched the whole game after we did the show. I watched the whole game, the whole broadcast. Bip Roberts was on the set crying. The other guy was on the set crying. Like it was the realness of it being over hit everybody at the end. Dallas Braden crying, like grown men crying. And that's okay. Like, it's okay. We did it the other day, you know, on here, thinking about Tyler and Mama Frank.
Yep.
And that tweet is out there too for you guys to go watch that missed it. This is real, man. This is real.
Well, let's get to the guy who was there and a guy who can help us explain,
please,
through his eyes, what it was like to be an Oakland A's fan at the Coliseum and a guy who spent many days and nights and hours inside the building. Tyke, Matt, and Dave, we talked to you before. Thanks for coming back on. You're wearing the shirt that says sell. That was while the fans were in yesterday trying to tell John Fisher that he should sell the team and not move, not go to Sacramento. One, thanks for coming on. But two, just tell us what yesterday was like for you.
Hold on 1 second. We got to check the mic. Hold on 1 sec.
Is your mic turned on? It sounds super low. Any way of turning it up?
Can you hear me now? Better?
I can hear you, but it's low.
It's super low. Right. Yeah.
Can you use the microphone in your computer? Just use that. And now we got to unmute.
Right, now you're muted on. Now you're muted on StreamYard. That's okay.
Better?
Oh no.
Better.
Oh, there you go. Now we can hear you. Perfect. Yeah.
Sorry about that. All right.
No,
That's
you're
okay.
good.
Technical difficulties.
That's okay.
Live
That's
TV.
okay.
We're all
Yeah,
good. How are you?
absolutely. Absolutely.
Continue on. I know you started your what you said, but what was yesterday like for you?
You know, it was pretty emotional, and especially like you guys were mentioning watching the TV broadcast, which I haven't had a chance to yet. I've seen some of the video clips and whatnot, but it was the walking up, leaving the stands, and realizing there's people you might not ever see again, and not just employees but fellow fans. I mean, there's a reasonable group of us that gets together all season long. I mean, hockey's about to get going. A bunch of us love hockey out here, and we'll go down and see Sharks and Barracuda games, and we'll see those people. But the fact is that there's a lot of folks that the only connection you had with them was at the Coliseum, and you don't know if you're going to see them again. You know, so those parts were very, very emotional yesterday. Without doubt.
How many games have you seen at that ballpark?
655. My first major league game was at the Coliseum, and I won tickets on the radio on a radio contest. So 1982.
Wow.
A doubleheader between the A's and Mariners on August 4th, 1982 was my first two major league games. Were right there at the Coliseum.
That wasn't a sports talk station, was it? It couldn't have been.
No, right? No. Sports talk. No, it
didn't come around for a long time.
Yeah, a long time. So
I mean, because 81 was the start of the Fan in New York, and it took years before it got to the West Coast.
Yeah,
so it was like what, a rock station you won that on?
Yeah. It was my mom at the time. My mom was living in Sacramento, and the A's affiliate there was giving away, answer a trivia question, and here's this 10-year-old kid answering a question on the radio, and next thing I know, we're headed down to the Coliseum for my first baseball game. So
you lived it
in my heart.
You lived it. I mean, literally for decades, going to the games, and you saw it at its peak. I mean, you saw it with the World Series and the Bash Brothers, and then even those 80s teams. Ricky was on his way out, and other places. But I mean, what is? I want to ask you what's your favorite memory, but I can't. You have to have a couple. Which one of the many that you think of as yesterday's being done comes to mind?
I think Braden's perfect game stands out for me the most for a few reasons. One is at that point in my life, I hadn't seen a no-hitter or a perfect game. So, I wasn't even thinking perfect game, but I'd never seen a no-hitter. So for me, it was kind of my white whale at the moment. And but the second reason is my son, who just walked by in the background. He was 5 years old at the time. And, we weren't going to a whole lot of games at that point. And my wife, who's a paramedic here locally, she got called at like 6 o'clock that morning. It was Mother's Day. And they said, hey, we need an extra for the ball game in Oakland today. Can you work? And she looked at me and said, sure, I'll take Patrick to the game. And we walked up, and we were standing in line to get tickets. And Alameda County Sheriff's officer was right there, handed us 2 tickets. So we got in on freebies and a game that we wouldn't have gone to otherwise. And my son looks at me in the 9th inning, and I'm bawling like an idiot. And he says, Dad, why are you crying? I said, someday you'll figure this out. And yesterday, as we walked out, he started having the realizations of people that he might not see again, and realizing how many games he's been to in his life there. He's been to 280 there himself.
Wow.
And it started to hit him pretty good yesterday too.
So, Tyke, in terms of how your family and what you guys will do with the Oakland A's organization, now Sacramento, then Vegas, whatever they want it being called, you have a lot of stuff in your house. It's all A's. It's part of your family's fabric. What do you do with this team going forward? Are you still going to be an A's fan, or is it, I'm done, I can't support this owner, I can't support this organization?
I mean, for the most part, I can't support this owner. As somebody that's been to all of the ballparks, I'll definitely go to Sacramento a few times.
Okay.
It's, but not out of, I'm not buying season tickets in Sacramento. It's 2 hours away. The Coliseum's 10 minutes away.
Wow.
and a lot of the folks that I know, a lot of my friends group that's been to way more baseball games than I have and way more parks, they're going to come through. And just like, even though I'm not an NBA fan, when those folks came out this way, and they have a Club 124, which is having seen a game in all 4 major sports in all of their arenas. I'm not an NBA guy, but I got group tickets for the Warriors and I got group tickets for the Kings because everybody comes out and I like hanging out with my friends, and I'll do that in Sacramento next year. But I already took part of that money that I had invested in season tickets for the A's, and I've invested in a small pack for the San Jose Giants. I'll go down to, it's 45 minutes away. It's A-ball, and it's good family fun. It's cheap. And, and we've also been Giant season ticket holders for years and years too. So I'll go to games over there, but it's going to be difficult. And I just don't think, and I've read a lot of people the last couple of days that, the plans aren't set in stone in any way, shape, or form. So
at all,
and that's the thing. I mean, they're literally built on quicksand at the moment. So we'll see what happens. I
was going to ask you, is there any chance, are you holding out hope that if they go to Sacramento and it doesn't work, they never come to Vegas, they come back? Is that a realistic possibility?
I mean, it's like minus 100,000, but yeah,
right.
Or I should say plus 100,000. There's a chance. I mean, the fact that they're not destroying the building is part of it. And the other reality for me is, and you think what you want in my opinion here, but the other reality is all of these owners in baseball, what they want is the setup where they get to control everything. And, that's what Ricketts did with the Cubs, where he bought the Cubs, bought Wrigley Field, started buying up all the buildings around it so he controls it. The Giants, they got their piece of land, they built the park with their own money, and now they're building up stuff around it to make more. And the deal that Fisher had here in Oakland was he was literally going to get handed the land at Howard Terminal and the rights to develop it. All he had to do was pay for and build the ballpark. The city was going to put the infrastructure money up.
Yeah.
Before the Vegas deal was announced, the city had announced that they had all of the money and all the financing lined up to do the infrastructure part. So somebody's going to get handed a golden key, and it's just a matter of whether or not they want it to happen. Am I holding out hope? A sliver,
right?
But I'm also a realist. I see where things go and where it happens. So,
do you think that offer, which currently sits, I'm guessing a different team and owner could reconstitute that conversation, that could lead to a ballpark being built in Oakland by a different team in the future? And the A's wound up, because I'm going to tell you this, I've been a big proponent of this, and they're not going to do it, but I would have left the Raiders in Oakland and I would have left the A's in Oakland, and I would have started completely new here in Vegas and give you guys the chance to do what the Browns did when they lost their football team to Baltimore. The Baltimore Ravens became a thing, and the Cleveland Browns came back, 5-10 years later, the Cleveland Browns became a thing. Would people in Oakland, would the A's fan base be okay with a different team basically being the A's, just not this current iteration?
I mean, especially with local ownership that was committed, I think absolutely. I mean, everybody has said over the last few, or not everybody, but a lot of people said over the last few years, hey, look how few people are going to this ballpark. Well, we literally watched the movie Major League happen in front of our eyes.
Yeah.
In 2020, going into the pandemic year, my season ticket in the bleachers was $11.30 a seat.
Wow.
When the team came back in 2022 for the first full season that we could buy season tickets, it was $25 a seat. So they literally more than doubled ticket prices. They refused to pay players. The core that they had built around the successes in 2019 with players, the old Chapmans, those that were around, they were all shut away for some parts that actually a big part of what's going on right now.
Hold on a second. What happened there? All right, stay with us. Stay with us.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
Oh.
We good? Ty, can you hear us still?
I can hear you guys.
Yeah, keep going.
Okay.
You're fine. Keep
You're
going.
fine. Go
You're
ahead.
good.
I mean, that was the idea, was to build around that core. And, those players were moved on for parts of what is the current core. Shea Langoliers came back in the Olsen trade. Joey Estes came in the Olsen trade. JP Sears came in the Sonny Gray trade.
Yeah.
So a lot of those players that are the next core at the Coliseum or wherever they end up, that's where they came from. But it's hard to sell the fans on, hey, all these stars that we've built around, we're shoving away. And so they spent 3 years literally trying to get rid of everything and everybody. And I can't blame people for voting with their wallets. I really can't.
Right. The chat's watching. The chat wanted to know, who's your favorite A's player of all time?
Wow. I got to say it's probably Olsen, just because he came through. We watched him out in Stockton. We watched him as he came up through the minor leagues. And then, he was the big power player here in Oakland. And to watch him move on to Atlanta, and he had a great, successful year last year. This year hasn't been as good, but it was fun watching that guy come up. And
it's wild how, and as a kid, you saw a lot of good A's players, but the one that came to your mind is the one that you saw play coming up. And I know that happened here in my house. Like, my kids are the biggest Zach Geloff fans and the A's fans because they went to 35 or 40 games here in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And there's something to be said for that I think this kind of move, it breaks that chain, doesn't it? Like, Sacramento, I want to come up next year, maybe go to a game, I'll call you or something and see it, but it's not ever going to be the same, right?
No, it's not ever going to be the same. And, we still have Stockton here, but, for example, the Giants, they have the A-ball team is right here in San Jose. The AAA team is in Sacramento. So it's easy to follow those guys make their way up the chain. And it's one thing that we have a real disadvantage of here on the West Coast, because so many of the minor league teams are out east where they're close to where those franchises are. And, we have 8 in the Cal League and a small handful in AAA that are close by. And then, the Northwest League has a few teams for the folks around Portland, Seattle, but we don't get to do that very often. And for a while, we got to do that with the A's,
Right.
And now we don't. And, here we have, we sit here and talk about John Fisher and what he's doing here. And, Modesto's in about the same boat where they're going to play one more season Modesto, and then their future's up in the air. So it's happening at all levels.
Tyke, my last one for you, and I'll let Dave wrap it up with you. What do you make of the current state of Major League Baseball, that they allowed this to go on, that Fisher's salary spend this year was only $5 million more than what the 2004 A's total roster was, that baseball allowed a guy who clearly is very cheap, does not want to invest in the product, does not want to spend for ballparks. You mentioned what he did with the Terminal Project. How much anger do you guys have towards Major League Baseball that they helped this go down?
Well, all of this started, it all started when the owners it really started when Bart Giamatti died, and then Fay Vincent replaced him. And then when Fay Vincent didn't want to play ball with the ownership, they shoved him out as commissioner and hired an owner to be the commissioner, namely Bud Selig. The fact that he's in the Hall of Fame is a stain on the Hall of Fame, to be honest, because he was a small market owner, a used car salesman, and he has been behind a lot of these moves where, look at my example is the White Sox. The White Sox, they destroyed an absolute gem, Jewel Ballpark in Comiskey Park. They built the new Comiskey, which is objectively one of the 5 worst parks in baseball. And now here you are 30 years later, and Jerry Reinsdorf is asking for more public money to build another park. And the fact that Major League Baseball has decided that the tack is we're going to keep asking for public money everywhere we go. Look at how many of these public projects have turned into nonsense. I mean, Miami's park, they couldn't even sell it out the first year. You know, people down there were pissed. Here Tampa's decided that St. Petersburg's put themselves back on the hook for how many more years for another park there. You can say what you want, but the Giants built a privately financed ballpark in 2000. Well, it opened in 2000, and Major League Baseball doesn't want that. That's a bad example for them. They want public money, and they will just follow the Rachel Phelps script all the way through in every city they can.
Unbelievable. All right, sir, I'm going to let you go on this. You've watched a lot of baseball, obviously, not just in Oakland, but in San Francisco. You've been to all these ballparks, and I know you're a fan. You watch the game close. Give me a World Series matchup if you got to pick one right now. Just when you're looking at this, National League team, American League team, who ends up playing for it all at the end of October?
Yeah, it's. I think it's as wide open as it's ever been. As we see, nobody's going to come near 100 wins this year. In the National League, I think the Phillies have the deepest starting rotation.
Yes, sir.
And they have a lineup to match.
Yes, sir.
Their bullpen's not as strong, but I think it's going to be strong enough.
Okay.
The Dodgers look very menacing, but the reality is once you get beyond about number 5 in their order, they fall apart pretty quick, and their pitching is questionable at best. So I'm going to go the Phillies in the NL. And as much as I hate to say it, and it's a little bit of an if, but if Yordan Alvarez is healthy, I think the Astros probably come out of the AL.
Oh, my gosh. How about that?
That team. I love their ballpark. Their ballpark's great. But that bullpen is so good. Their top 2 starters are good, and they can swing it a little. They're going to be good. They're going to be all right, I think. So,
Tyke, thank you for coming on.
Thank you, sir.
For sharing your story.
Always.
Really appreciate it.
Always long live the Coliseum.
Long live the Coliseum.
There it is.
Tyke, thank you so much. Longtime Oakland A's fan joining us here on the Bostonian versus the Good Book. Good to get him back on the program.
A lot of baseball, P-Roll.
600 games, a lot of baseball. A lot of baseball, a lot of broken hearts. A lot of pissed off people.
If you go to 50 games a year, which is over half, that's, what is that, 15 years?
Yeah. A lot of baseball. A lot of bad baseball, but a lot of good baseball. 20 wins in a row. Watching, the birth of, as a Red Sox fan, a lot of what happened in Oakland that led to the Red Sox World Series was started with Moneyball. And so, what broke the curse for the Red Sox was started in Oakland with Billy Beane. So I'll always have a soft spot in my heart for the A's. I'll always say, that the Red Sox just weaponized it. They took Moneyball and they gave it steroids and spent money behind it and won a World Series in 2004. So I'll always be partial. I just hate that they're coming here. I just don't want them here.
Feel right.
No,
it doesn't feel real, and it doesn't feel right. And I watched that whole thing, and I went up there for the first time. I went to a ball game in June and flew up, and Justin and I hung out. We had a great day. Saw a very quick 2-0 game. Saw Mason Miller throw in person from the first row. Sounded very different. I never heard 102 before. He hit 102 on the gun. I was like, man, this is crazy. But the ballpark was definitely stripped down. It was less than 2,000 people in the ballpark when I went to see them play the Pirates. But my first team ever was the A's. When I was 9, I got when I graduated from T-ball and a T-shirt and a hat, we got pants and stirrups. And I had a gold A's jersey.
Nice.
Green and gold hat, white pants. And I insisted to my dad, I said, you got to get white spikes. The A's wear white spikes because up to this point, we were wearing black spikes. Yeah. I said, we got to get them white ones, Dad. I used to scrub them, keep them clean because I had to look fresh. We won a championship, 14-2 in 16 games. And I was an A's fan ever since. It stinks.
Yeah, I was an Oriole. That one of those baseballs behind me is from my 1986 Orioles team. Where I was an all-star and won it all in Little League. That's where I got it. No, my coach signed it. Gave it to me in 1986.
That's awesome.
Or is it 88? It might be 88. Can't remember. Yeah, it was 88. It was 1988. One of those 3 balls. That's Clayton Kershaw, Ben Cherington after the Red Sox won the World Series, and my own Little League baseball. given one of these things does not belong. but it is what it is.
Yeah.
But one more baseball story. I got to do a Ohtani watch, obviously. He made history again last night, becoming the 19th player since 2001 to have 400 total bases in a single season. Did they play him this weekend? Do they need him? Well, I mean, they clinched last night.
He looked so happy. He looked
playoffs.
so.
Hi, Mike Trout. Mike Trout. That's what happiness looks like. That's what you could have had, Mike Trout.
Man, it ain't
Sorry,
right.
Mike Trout.
Let Mike go today, please.
Yeah. Mike Trout must be sitting there just going like, give me all the vodka you can find. I need to drink all of it. Watching Ohtani go to the playoffs.
He looked, he had the wife out. The dog was running on the field after the game. They were celebrating. It was awesome. Did they play him? I don't think so. I mean, maybe a game.
Let him rest.
Today?
Let him rest. No point. You clinched. It's all over.
I mean, they're not playing for a week. Don't forget.
True. But I mean, he is only hitting. So just like no more steals, no more. Just slow it down, big guy. We're all good. We need you healthy, kid. We need you to be, rested and good to go.
If I was him, I'd be warming up in a bullpen, seeing if we could maybe throw.
Show and see what you can do. Aaron Judge could join him, by the way. He's 8 bases shy. He homered for a 5th consecutive game. So, I mean, he hits 2 more home runs. He gets there for total bases for over 400. But, I mean, what the heck? Do you play Judge? Yankees clinched last night, too.
Yeah, but the Yankees can be caught for the 1 seed, right? He's still got to play. They're playing the Pirates. I called the kids last night. They're like, yeah, you want to come go to the Pirate game? Oh, you have no idea how much I'd like to show up. I might surprise them on Sunday. They're not watching the show. I'd love to go pick them up and take them to the Pirate game, last home game of the season in Yankee Stadium. Be fun. It might be Skeens.
On Sunday?
Yeah.
On an NFL football Sunday, you want to go to Yankee Stadium and watch the Pirates and the Yankees. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you?
You watch the games, otherwise it should be easy.
We get 18 weeks with NFL football regular season, and you want to go watch a team that's clinched against a team that's been eliminated since Labor Day? Like, what are we doing? Really?
The one time I'm watching.
Yeah,
my daughter is in the chat. Look at that. I outed myself.
Oh, Kylie, I'm sorry.
I'm watching.
I'm making fun of your dad. If he actually would do this, this is nonsense. Like this is nonsense. Like absolute nonsense. Go to the Rutgers game tonight.
Well, this is the weekend. This is the weekend that I planned, but I didn't get the full approval.
Okay.
Fly out after the show right now. Get there. Go right to the Rutgers game tonight.
Yeah.
Go to the Pirate game tomorrow against the Yankees.
Okay.
And then go watch the kids play on Sunday morning.
Oh, well, that's fun.
The kids got it.
Besides Saturday, I wouldn't do the Saturday thing. I would go to your alma mater. I'd drive up to Pennsylvania.
But you've been to Yankee Stadium.
You've been to both.
Yeah, I've never been.
They both suck.
Well,
they both have to, and the new one really sucks. The new one is.
That's what everybody says.
New one sucks. Yeah, food's much better. That's it. Food's better, 100%.
Man,
Kylie's calling you to the carpet.
No, he's not actually making it out, or he just talks. Okay.
She is Jessica's daughter, after all.
She my daughter too. Whoa!
Yeah. I never need to step foot in Yankee Stadium again. Atta girl.
All right,
there you go. Atta girl.
Chat, say hello to Kylie. There you go.
Yep, I should be watching every game Sunday. I agree. Baseball or football? Punch drunk. Hoping not baseball.
Well, I don't think there'll be any baseball to even worry about. Except maybe the
well, no, there has to be because Monday there's doubleheader. So I mean, like, I'll pay attention to baseball on Monday because we got 2 games that may matter for the Braves and the Mets.
I think you have to start paying attention to it tonight. No,
I don't give a flip. No, I'm watching college football. Football is no match for baseball on my TVs. I don't have any interest. I'm not watching Major League Baseball. Can I watch college football? No, it's not even a thought. Not even a thought to put it on. And I have the package.
Padres.
I can watch every game. I have the package. I can watch whatever game I want to watch.
Mets are playing meaningful baseball. Kansas City's playing the Braves. Who misses the playoffs? Ask the chat this question
Braves.
Right now. Before the weekend. Ask the chat.
Me and you, PB. Me and you.
Amen, P-Ron. College football and NFL are king. Listen, I love college football. The NFL, I'm hit and miss. I like the big games, but there's a lot of crap.
Yeah.
And a lot of field goals. I mean, you're right. I tried. I did a pregame show last night.
I told you.
And I was like,
it's too easy.
Somebody do something.
It's too easy.
I went on and I said, there's going to be over 3 field goals tonight. And Kaufman was like, what are you talking about? He's like, both guys? I'm like, there might be. It's going to be a field goal fest.
Aubrey should have had 3.
Right?
He missed the one we all needed. That was the one we needed to hit for the cover. So, I mean, I never should have gone 0-1-1 of that game. That just pissed me off. That was like, come on, bro. Like, you fall at 5. Luckily, I had 5, so I had the best number, so I pushed. But my God. All right. Before we get to Thom Abraham in Alabama, where were you in 1998, September 27th? Do you remember?
Yeah.
You do?
Wow. I don't remember the specific date. I know I was back home in Pittsburgh.
I was in college. The Yellow Line debuted on TV during the Ravens and Bengals on Sunday night.
Wow.
That's how long six guys in a 48-foot truck was needed just to do the Yellow Line. That's it. That's how much technology they had to put in to actually do the damn thing.
Jeez.
September 27th, 1998, Ravens Bengals. The Yellow Line. Now that's just a staple as our I mean, can you imagine watching a game without it? It would look bizarre.
I can't actually. I'm trying to remember. I love seeing the old clips. There's a tremendous follow on Twitter, guy named Kevin Gallagher, who tweets these old NFL game clips and Sunday afternoon games with Merlin Olsen and Dick Enberg or whatever. John Madden, Pat Summerall, and there was no lines. The graphics are so primitive. So I don't remember really. I mean, I remember, but I don't it's been so long since we've seen it. I was definitely at home in Pittsburgh. I had finished my stint in the islands, and I moved back to Pittsburgh in 98. I didn't go to Arizona until 99. So I was watching games, probably doing some other stuff.
So Fight Song Friday started in Alabama, where I worked with our next guest in Alabama at a station used to be 730 The Ump. This next guest has now moved on to a different station in Huntsville, Alabama, but it's time for a Fight Song Friday. Alabama hosting Georgia. They may not be a dog after all. We thought they might be a dog. They're not going to be a dog. We thought they could wind up having this. They may not be able to run through everything we got here. Sorry. It is time to go to Alabama. Look at the backdrop for Thom Abraham.
Perfect.
In Alabama, in Huntsville, joining us here on the Bostonian versus the Book. What is that backdrop, my friend? How are you? What's the scene going to be like in Tuscaloosa tomorrow?
Well, it's going to be an absolute zoo, and then you add in Donald Trump in there, and it takes it to a whole nother level. But it's going to be nuts there. But it's been crazy here. You mentioned the line movement in the Alabama-Georgia game. What about the line movement in the Oklahoma-Auburn game? We just wrapped up our Friday trifecta, which we do, every Friday, and we have both those games in there. And I started out with Oklahoma as a 2.5-point favorite, and I started out with Georgia as a 2.5-point favorite, and both of those ended up being, we used pick'ems because the line keeps going all over the place. So there's been all of that. And by the way, listening to you guys talk about last night, it reminds me, we always remember the bad beats, really bad beats. And we can recall all the really bad beats. I had the Royals, -1.5 the other night. They win by 1. It happened twice. Yeah, it happened. But I was on the Giants plus the 5.5 last night,
Whoa!
And that pleasant surprise when that kick sailed right, and I was like, "Oh, he shaked it! Look at that! He shaked the little 51-yarder." And so we cashed that ticket, so that was good.
His first miss from beyond 50. He had a 60-yard field goal. I'm on the plane. I'm on the plane flying back, Tom, from Boston, and I'm watching the game. And I just throw everything up. I go, son of a... And this woman next to me is like, you okay? I was like, it's ridiculous. It shouldn't have happened. Yeah. So that pom-pom is from an Alabama football game, an actual Alabama football game. Georgia's coming to town. There are a lot of folks that look at the numbers and say, look, this is just not a game that Alabama's going to be able to win. But DeBoer can win this game. If he does, how does he do it?
Don't turn the ball over. And if they don't turn the ball over, Alabama's going to be able to run the ball over to the left side. With Tyler Booker, the big guard, and Caden Proctor, the All-American left tackle. And if you go back and look at that Kentucky game and look at the way Kentucky was able to run the ball against that Georgia defensive front, I don't know that they'll be able to handle Alabama in that particular case. And now Georgia's got a great pass defense. They're number one in the country in pass defense, and they're number 4 or 5 overall defense. But Alabama, they're all about the explosives. And if they don't turn the ball over and hit their 2 or 3 explosives, they're going to win again. I'm on 2017 Alabama. I think it's a slobber knocker. I like the under. But I think Alabama will do the things they need to do. And this is as you know, you've been there. It is going to be bonkers there. The atmosphere is going to be absolutely crazy there. And Georgia's 1-8 in the last 9 against the spread against Alabama.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to end up 1-9.
Thom, Dave here. Pleasure to meet you. I've heard a couple things about you, but we're going to hear a little bit more, hopefully a little bit during this interview. You've been there a long time. Matt said at some point in all of this, us doing this show and his time there, that Bama games at night aren't quite like that. Sometimes it's better to be playing the game during the day. Is this a thing like for you, or is this heightened? I know it's not LSU at night, but is Bama at night better than Bama in the day?
No, I don't think so. I think that the Alabama crowd's a little bit more sophisticated than the LSU crowd. LSU cherishes playing at night. That's their tradition and so on. I think Alabama, now typically the reason why Alabama during the day, you get them in there, Tuscaloosa's, it's not like the northern part of the state where Matt worked with me back in the day where we got a higher elevation, there's less humidity. It gets really nasty down there in Tuscaloosa, typically still this time of year. But this storm that came through has changed everything in terms of it's going to be in the 70s. So it's not going to be like this brutal weather kind of day. But look, it's going to be enough. It'll be enough. And if Alabama, gets on them early. Now, Georgia has to try and use their run game, their short passing game, Carson Beck, kind of keep the Alabama offense off the field and do those things and try and take some of the throatiness, out of that Alabama crowd. But, at the end of the day, it's going to be all about preparation. It's not going to be about the crowd. It'll be about preparation. Kalen DeBoer is not afraid of big games. He obviously won a lot of big games, at Washington. And, these guys are going to suit up and play. And all the pressure really is on Kirby Smart and Georgia. Kirby's got to start beating Alabama. The pressure is on him. It's not on Alabama. Nobody around here, if Alabama went 10-2, 9-3 this year, they're going to throw them a parade. They're going to sigh and say, my God, we didn't hire Mike Shula. This is wonderful. We're going to be okay. But Georgia needs, they're the ones that were preseason number 1. They're the ones that never beat Alabama. They got to beat Alabama here. Pressure's 100% on Georgia.
Kalen DeBoer is a guy, like you mentioned, he won a lot of games at Washington. When Auburn did this and they hired a guy from that region, the Pacific Northwest, it did not go well. It went sour very fast. Right. Everything I've been told from people in Alabama and my Crimson Tide friends have told me that this guy came in, he was a breath of fresh air. He brought his entire crew with him. So it's not just like him with new assistants. He brought his entire unit with him. And that having Nick Saban have an office down the hallway has not been a problem at all, but he has revamped everything and brought Alabama into the quote 2024s in the world of NIL. The general manager just got hired, got a raise for $900,000 to run the football programs, NIL, and work with the collective. What's the outlook? If he wins this game, are Bama fans talking national championship?
Not necessarily this year because there's a lot of meat on the bone. They got to go to Tennessee. They got to go to Oklahoma. They got to go and, they've got to go to LSU and they'll be favored. At least they'll be favored at LSU. They're going to be a pick 'em most likely at Tennessee. The way Tennessee is playing right now, they'll be a slight favorite at Oklahoma. And then the Iron Bowl is always a thing, no matter what. It's still the Iron Bowl. So no, they have a very, very difficult schedule. Missouri's going to be a thing coming in as well. So it's a tough schedule. So they're not talking national championship. Got to be a playoff team and would like to be a Final Four team. But I think that how it is about recruiting in Alabama. There's 2 seasons. There's a college football season and a recruiting season. That's all they talk about. And they know the algebra grade of the kid that's a 13-year-old down at Pinson Valley. There's
this
a kid
is
down there.
Oh yes,
Tom. He's been saying this to me for a number of years. All of that is true.
Well, guys, I went to shortly after Matt left. I was the company had relocated me to Nashville, and I had an option. I could have gone to Birmingham or Nashville, and I ran to Nashville because I got a hockey team and I got an NFL team, and I still SEC country. But if you're in the state of Alabama, it's all recruiting and then the college season. So here's the thing. Kalen DeBoer has a top 3 recruiting class. They had kids coming back. When they got Caden Proctor and he came back from Iowa, his home state, that meant a lot. Brian Harsin, they were terrible in recruiting. Yeah. I mean, they were barely top 30. They were at the bottom of the SEC in recruiting. So first off, Kalen DeBoer won the recruiting battles, and so that got everybody calm. And secondly, Brian Harsin, look, he came from Boise State. I mean, Kalen DeBoer, a lot of people here wanted Dan Lanning or Steve Sarkisian. What'd they do? They hired a guy that was 5-0 in the last 2 years against Dan Lanning and Steve Sarkisian. I mean, it's like, wait a minute, maybe this is an okay deal. It's so weird because it's so different than Saban. The coordinators, every Monday, we get the coordinators from 11:30 till noon Central Time. When Nick Saban was there, the coordinators were a rumor. The only time you heard from them was national championship because they were compelled to speak. You get to talk to the kids. You get to go to practice for 20 minutes. I mean, it's just a totally different animal. And but it's going to be really, really, interesting to see. They win this football game, and they start kind of clearing a little spot for Kalen DeBoer's, spot out there with Nick and Gene Stallings. Wow. So they start setting it up. They already like them, but they're going to start loving them if they can win this football game, and then we'll see what happens.
I mean, if they win, who then are you worried about in the SEC? Tennessee's off this week, but as far as playoff teams, we've been talking about it. And I mean, I'll tell you what, Tom, it looks like five SEC teams. Is it Tennessee, Ole Miss? I mean, which is the team? I don't think it's Oklahoma. I mean, welcome to the, obviously Texas is there. I mean, I don't even know who are Bama fans going, geez, that's the team to beat, not us. If it's not Georgia.
See, at the very beginning of the season, it was Georgia, Texas, Ole Miss. Look at Ole Miss's schedule. Goodness gracious. They might run the table. It was Ole Miss, and although I don't know that they'll cover 17.5 against Kentucky. Kentucky defense will play it. That's a big number, but it's on the road. First time Kentucky leaves home, it's a big number. And then Alabama. So it was those 4 teams. The wild card was Tennessee. Nobody really saw this coming out of Tennessee. They felt that it was a 9-3. 9-3 doesn't get you in. Now Tennessee looks like number 5 there. The question will be to Missouri. Missouri almost got dumped by Vandy. Vandy did a Vandy thing and missed a chip shot field goal, or they'd still be playing, over there in Columbia. So Missouri, they're a borderline deal. But right now it looks like 5, and it looks like we thought it would be 4 from the SEC and 4 from the Big Ten. Now it feels like 5 from the SEC and 3 from the Big Ten.
Maybe
the Big Ten is the one that's taking a little bit of a hit.
It's funny, Tom, because when you and I were working together, Bama basketball was sort of like a nothing. It was just kind of like a backdrop, and people talked about it, but it was just something that in baseball got you to the spring game and then got you going. My friend's son committed to Auburn yesterday, and he's been Kevin Walker, whose son is going to be a 4-star recruit for Auburn. So I've been paying attention a lot to the basketball world in the state of Alabama over the last couple of months. And Bama comes here to play Houston in Vegas coming up, and Bama's going to be number 1 in the country with all this. What's it like to be around Bama now? Because all I saw was losing. Basketball sucked. Football sucked. It's been nothing but winning with Nick Saban, now DeBoer. Basketball is a top 5 program. It feels like this is how Alabama fans, this is where they always thought they should be, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. The basketball story is great. They're going to play in Huntsville in October against Memphis. How about that?
Wow.
Penny Hardaway bringing Memphis and Alabama playing here in Huntsville. And so that'll be a good deal. the Bama basketball phenomena is something. What's really interesting, it's almost comical, is every single job that opens up, it's like, oh God, we're going to lose Nate Oates. Nate Oates has got to leave. He's going to leave. And he's so committed to staying there. Now they're building a new basketball arena. And so the basketball thing is a real thing. But it's interesting that you tell that story. I continue to tell the story of my first weekend. And you may or may not remember this, Matt. My very first weekend in Huntsville, Alabama. I came out of Florida.
Yep.
I'm doing Alabama affiliate. And we were at the
Yep.
It was the spring game.
Yep.
Alabama basketball was playing in Oregon against, oh God, now I can't remember. It was a trip to the Elite Eight was on, or they were in the Elite Eight. They were in the Elite Eight, and we bumped the Alabama basketball game to a sister station so that we could carry the spring game.
Oh my
and
goodness.
Matt and I were there. We went there. So Matt's like, oh, we got to go to the spring game. I go, what do you mean we got to go to the spring game? No, we're going to do a show from the spring game on live remote and everything else. It was my very first weekend. And I'm like, well, what about basketball? They're playing, who the hell were they playing? Connecticut, Stanford, somebody.
No one cared.
They were playing to go to the Elite Eight in the tournament.
No
and
one
we
cares.
bumped the game to carry the spring game. That's how crazy it was then.
Yeah, for Mike Shula's spring game too. On top of that,
Mike
which was
spring game.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I saw Mike Dubose, I saw Mike Price there for 2 weeks, and I saw Mike Shula's the single worst press conference I've ever seen a coach come in and have as an introductory press conference. That was an abject disaster. Mike Dubois got into all sorts of problems. Mike Price had the run-in with the female down in Florida.
Found his destiny. He's found his destiny.
He literally found his destiny.
He literally. It's a great story. I mean, you got your
Destiny woke up and Destiny ordered one of everything and took it home to her boyfriend.
Dave,
and got caught because it was on the company credit card. It was on the Bama credit card.
Mike Price. He fell in love with a girl on a billboard. I mean, this was a girl on a billboard for a strip joint, and he went to the strip joint, found the girl, took her to his hotel at the SEC spring meetings. Took her to his hotel, and she ran up $1,000 bill on the Alabama University credit card.
Because they woke up the next morning. He refused to pay her. He walked out, and she goes, "Fine, you're not going to pay me. I'm ordering one of everything on the menu, and I'm taking it all home with me from room service." And that's how Mike Price lost a multi-million-dollar SEC job before he ever coached a single game in Alabama.
He had never signed his contract. He had never signed his contract, so they were able to get out of it because he had never signed the contract. And he's called it his dream job. You know, the Alabama job was his dream job. So
in
they're having a little better luck with the Washington coach this time.
In 2 days before that, I sat with Mike Price at a football luncheon. He was at my table. I sat next to him 2 days before he went to Destin and did all that.
That's unbelievable.
Really is.
Really, yeah. What a story. Last one for me, Tom. I'm a big baseball guy. I coach my daughter's softball. We've got Alabama gear. They saw them play out in California once. Should we come down to see an Alabama softball game at some point in the spring? Have you ever done that? Is it a big deal? Because it looks fun on TV.
It's huge. Well, not only that, too, they add Oklahoma right to the league now. So Alabama, Oklahoma is going to be a thing in softball. And yeah, if you're into the softball, make it a weekend, catch a baseball game and a softball game as well. Alabama softball is definitely a thing. I'm a big seam head too as well. And Matt knows where my lean is. In fact, we made it a poll question on my show just before I came up with you guys. I actually had a Yankees hat on today because of in honor of the Yankees winning the AL East in dramatic fashion last night.
You think they're going to win a World Series, Tom?
No, unfortunately, no. I still think they're too hitter heavy and not enough pitching. And it's stupid Houston Astros are being Houston Astros again. I gotta hate them.
They won't go away.
They won't go away. I thought they were dead and gone. You know, the Yankees swept them in 4 games to open the season, and then the season ends, and there's Houston sitting there still alive. But it is. But I had the Yankee hat on, and I asked my listeners. I said, I'm going on a show that's got a Boston guy on it. I don't know if
you should have kept it on.
I said, can I wear a Yankee hat with the Boston guy? And they said, no, don't wear the Yankee hat. They won't air your.
I would have loved it.
So
I still like being Huntsville. Yeah. I still love my friends in Huntsville. All right, we'll get out here on this. Bama, Georgia. Is this the first of 2 meetings? Are we seeing this game again?
How about the first of 3? Wouldn't that be something?
3.
SEC title
They
game.
could meet in the playoff. They could meet in the playoff. You know, it could be the first of three. I will say two. Yes, I will say two. I don't know if the second one will be in Atlanta in the SEC championship game, or if the second one would be in the playoff or in the national championship game. But I'll say two. Don't sleep on three. How about that? Is there a line out there? Will Alabama and Georgia play? What's the over and under? 1.5?
Tom,
How many times they play? There we go.
I would say 2.5. I would make the number 2.5 because I think they're playing again for sure. It's just a matter of when.
So 2
SEC or playoff. So I think it's 2.5. I'd put the number at 2.5 and go and lead with the no, favor the no to come in. But Tom's right. You could get 3 out of it. It would be insane if that actually
would be crazy.
It really would. Tom, enjoy the game, man. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate it. We'll do it again soon. I'm sure we'll talk Bama at some point in the near future. That is Thom Abraham in Huntsville, Alabama, covering the Crimson Tide for us here on the Bostonian versus the Book. Great to get Tom on talking football, talking what's happening with
guys got stories.
We got stories. We got more stories. I mean, wait till you get TJ on the air. Wait till we put TJ's been in the chat. Wait till you put TJ on. You want stories about me? There's few people have as many stories on me that kid does. That guy's got stories on me. We've seen so many Bama games together. I'm guessing TJ and I have seen, I'm going to say 30, maybe 25 games together.
He was part of the RV crew?
Yeah, so he would go to the game because TJ's from Tuscaloosa, but we met in Huntsville. So he would go to the game and sit in the stands, and then I would be in the press box. So then before the game, we would do a pregame show. I'd go to the game, and after the game, we all get together and kind of commiserate as to what happened, talk about the game and whatnot. And when I was there, we did our show from the Quad, which is right on campus, about a half a mile from Bryant-Denny Stadium. There were probably like 25, 30,000 people that were there, and there were 95,000 people inside the stadium. Now there's 105,000 inside the stadium and 125,000 outside the stadium on the Quad.
Unbelievable.
It's an absolute, and TJ comes with receipts. The name of the place that Mike Price went to is Artie's Angels in Pensacola, Florida.
Oh, okay.
Because TJ's originally from the Panhandle, so he's from the Destin, Pensacola region. So
is that TJ in the
yes,
daughter?
Yes, that's his daughter Young. So his daughter now is at Alabama in the band. She is a Bama-rette. So she now is.
I think at some point we got to get her on the show.
Yes, they won't let her. We tried to get her on, and the university kiboshed it, saying, "Nope, we can't talk to TJ's daughter."
In the spring, we will. Hopefully,
it'll be great at some point to have her on and go down there. I mean, I want you down there just because I want to go to Dreamland. I want to go to Tuscaloosa because I haven't gone to Dreamland in years.
I want to go too. It's a
barbecue joint, not a strip club. And so I want to go to Dreamland, the original. But your eyes when we step foot into an SEC football game, I think you will go, "Whoa, okay, now I get it. Now I get it."
I mean, again, Penn State is equal to.
It's just not. I don't need to even go to Penn State to tell you that it's not. I know. I talked to so many people who are in the Big Ten. I worked in the Big Ten who worked in the SEC. Everyone thinks it's the same. I love it. Big 12 fans, Big 10 fans. You guys all think it's the same, and it ain't even close. It's not even close. You walk in and you're like, what the hell am I listening to? Where am I seeing this? The screaming, the yelling, the intensity from the opening kickoff. The heat, it's hot as hell. That's what's different about it. It's hot. You guys play football in the cold. They play in the heat, in the sun. It's just a different type of drunk. LL. I try to tell him all the time. Butchie, LSU is tremendous. I love you guys. I've been to many night games at LSU. I've been in a photographer's deck where the whole damn stadium was swaying. I was like, are we going to go down? Like, this is crazy. You're right. The Cajuns are bonkers. Yes, TJ's job was procurement for the show. Yes, he had to go get stuff for the show.
To go for
a variety of different ways was his. Sometimes
TJ's he's like Red in
he got
Shawshank. He's a guy who could get things. I like guys like that.
Sometimes it was on air, sometimes it was off air, sometimes it was tables, chairs, food, alcohol, all during each week, sometimes by opposing fence. That's true. Remember Cocky, awesome. TJ? Remember when I've told the Cocky story where we pulled up in South Carolina and we parked next to Cocky and there was a damn rooster and we ate for free. We hung out with them and it was the actual rooster, for South Carolina. That was the same time that Bama lost to South Carolina and the kids stormed the field and Dennis Francione almost got attacked by the student body. Ooh. Oh, I mean, again, Rammer, Jammer, Yellowhammer is the book written by Warren St. John. Go read it. It's an awesome book. My stories were better. TJ and I have better stories than what that guy did. He did it for 1 year. We did it for 5, rolling around and going to Arkansas, going to Auburn, going to Tennessee. It was wild. Absolute.
That's the plan. When we get things completely secured here, we're going to do that. We're going to go to.
I want an SEC. Yeah, I want a 3-week roadie through the South. Just to go in all different places. Like I look at Pat and I'm so envious. I'm like, this is
doing it. Yeah.
I'm like, that's what I used to do. Not like he's doing it, but going onto college campuses for a football Friday, doing a show on site on a Friday. There's nothing like it. It is so fun.
It's the absolute best.
The energy, the excitement. People get so excited. I want to take you to Ole Miss, go walk the Grove.
I absolutely want to do all of it.
I mean, it's just, excuse me, it's crazy because I worked in the SEC, and when I was like 10, I was a Florida Gator fan. Like I really liked the Gators. I have all pictures of me, Gator gear, Gator this. I didn't like Gainesville. I'm not a fan. Gainesville's boring. Everyone's like, this is awesome. I'm just not a huge fan of all the places in the SEC. If I'm ranking, the Swamp is good. But the Swamp is not like, oh my God, the Swamp. Now, again, I didn't see it during the Tebow era, so I don't know what it was like when they were winning. But, when I was there, Florida was just sort of like, Spurrier and Florida. They were good, kind of. But watching games at Auburn on the Plains, LSU, going to New Orleans, and then going to Baton Rouge, you eat, you drink. Atlanta, go to Athens. TJ knows what happened on the streets of Athens. We almost had to get him. He had a little run-in with a couple of guys in Georgia that he wasn't really a fan of.
Oh no!
It was so much fun. It was. I hope someday, TP, one day, Fridays and Saturdays, we go around and do pregame shows. 100%, I'm in. Like I just. One of the main things I've talked to Dave about, we've talked about on air and off air about the dream situation as to where this show might wind up going and going back to the SEC and really just going to the biggest game. Like, Alabama, Georgia is the biggest game of the weekend, obviously. Right. But Penn State, Illinois is not far behind. So that's a big game.
Well, yeah, but I mean, we would go to Penn State, Ohio State.
Fine, but I'm saying you could pick there's different games you can go to that aren't like if ESPN and Fox go one place, we could go somewhere else where they're not and go set up and do shows and
100%
have different opportunities to go out and meet the brigade and having a good time. So just a lot of fun. All right, let's talk tonight. Vatek in Miami at 17.5 up to 18 at certain books. Total is 54. Miami's 4-0 straight up and 4-0 against the spread. This is a large number though.
Yeah.
17.5, 18.
You want Virginia Tech?
I do not, but I'm worried about the back door in the second half.
Pause. Worried about the back door in the second half.
Yep.
We just summed up the whole game right there.
Yep.
I would only lay it. I don't want the dog here. Not for me.
Washington's at Rutgers tonight. Lines 1.5.
To watch this game.
Good game.
I can't wait to watch this game. And the kids are working the game.
Oh, nice.
So they're going to be at the game. And if you're going to the Rutgers game, you're in the area, go find the Felician softball team.
Okay.
Work at a refreshment stand. They said, "What do you think?" And and the kids are great. I mean, they're part of the business. What's the line? And I said 1 or 1.5. And they're like, "Oh, so it's going to be a good game." Because the last time they went and did this, it was a blowout. I mean, Rutgers, it was done. Yeah. I think the line was 20 and it was over. I lean in Rutgers here. Rutgers won again on the road last week. Impressed with them. I mean, did we do the poll? I missed the poll earlier.
What poll?
Who was going to drop? Did you do a poll for the kids?
No, I thought we were just talking in the chat.
Oh, okay. Give them a poll for this game
to
vote on. Washington +1. Just do pick them as it's 1. That's pretty much what the line is. Who's going to win this game? Washington or Rutgers?
Washington.
You like Washington?
Yep.
Oh, I like Rutgers.
Run the ball down their throat.
All right.
Washington has a top 10 rush offense.
Otto says lay it with Rutgers. Washington sucks.
They do not suck. That's actually that's a narrative from the preseason that I subscribe to. Like everybody else, it's wrong. It's not right.
Zavi 22. Rutgers W. Boots on the ground.
Let's go.
Wow.
Enjoy the game. Should be fun.
Plan on teasing Washington to a 7.5.
It was 2.5 couple days ago. The move's on Washington. Just the move today came on Washington.
Yeah.
So I got 2 last night.
I'll be watching this. This is fun. The Friday night thing is fun. I'm starting to really enjoy the Friday night football games.
I love it, but I hate it. I love it because it's a perfect time. I hate it because it's stomping high school football in those regions. It hurts recruiting. Coaches can't go out and travel. Coaches can't.
It's Rutgers. I mean,
how
many people's it hurting in New Jersey? There's going to be 25, 30,000 people there.
Yeah, it hurts the university. Friday night is recruiting night for Rutgers in Washington. Their coaches all go out every Friday night to go watch kids play.
They're going to prep for the game.
Right. That's a problem. It hurts recruiting. It hurts their ability to go out there and see kids in person. Friday night was for high school football. So you put, they're focused on, it takes people out from going to high school football. People in Washington won't go to high school football as much. They're going to want to watch Washington play. So just
Konowinski's got coaching duties Friday night. Have a great weekend, everyone. You have a great weekend too, Vinny.
Yeah, it's just kind of a bummer. Yeah. More fights on Friday. You have Penn State 18.5-point favorites. Total's 48. How many points is Illinois going to score here? Because the books are saying nothing.
Damn. Get that fight on State. I used to come on the show on the radio. I used to do that when I would come on and Penn State had a big game. I love it. That was awesome. Hopefully it was under 15 seconds. I don't want no more emails.
That's going to be, we're going to have plenty. Who cares?
Yeah, but we're not monetizing today, so that's okay.
You can't get mad at us.
We can monetize it different ways. You want to leave a super chat? Leave a super chat. And then we're going to keep playing the fight songs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. This is really I'll do a little more work tonight, but this feels too high. The spread feels too high. I know Franklin covers. I know all that. You like Penn State?
I bought it down to 17. Yes. I like Penn State to keep the trend going. 16 to 24 points. James Franklin is 17-0-1 over his last 18 games.
Jeez. Ron Sean. Big part of the show. He's here every day. Did you just come in? Illinois outright. I said it.
No, Penn State had their scare. Bowling Green was their scare.
Oh boy.
That was the game.
Say that out loud again.
That was the game. That was the game that everybody went, what is going on? So, but that line was 35. So that line was way up and over the Penn State 6 to 24-point line for James Franklin. This is the sweet spot for James Franklin when they go and destroy. Illinois is not going to score. This is not Nebraska. This is Penn State. This is not going to Lincoln. This is going to Happy Valley.
Don't start with Nebraska, please.
It's just it's a different defense.
Enough to them.
Why? It's fine.
I know, but like these people keep coming at you every time you besmirch
second
them.
Straight week on the road for Illinois.
Yeah.
You go to Nebraska, you win the game outright. You come back home, you're all BMOC.
BMOC.
You go to Penn State, you get your pants pulled down and you get spanked.
Whoa! Why we got to do that?
Because that's what's going to happen.
You think so?
That's what's going to happen. I get hooked. See, I don't get hooked. That's why I win that bet.
17, you get hooked.
I don't. I win that bet. My 17
and a half that you do. Yes.
I laid 17.
47 and a half, 48. Wow. The boys downtown are testing the waters on the over. How many points does Penn State score?
They're going to run the ball. I hope the weather it's crap. I hope the weather sucks.
Why?
Because then Penn State just runs the ball at them. Like, no, they mauls them.
Oh, those miserable days at Penn State were tough.
24-3 final.
Get wet.
Just maul them. Just go in there, maul them.
What's the weather going to be like?
We'll see.
Chat.
I mean,
someone in the chat, let us know what the weather forecast is going to be like.
Well, they don't. I don't think they even know. It just depends on how much of the remnants of the hurricane.
It can change quick up there too. Yeah, no rain by game.
Yesterday, for instance, when I left yesterday, it was 60 and pouring rain in New Hampshire. It's 80 and sunny today. So it goes fast. It just goes. No rain by game time according to Football Guy. Saturday looks just cloudy.
Otto, yeah, our boy Chris Otto might be there. Saturday looks like just cloudy. Okay. I like 31-20. Is that fair? Is that a fair number?
31-20. No, Illinois is not scoring 20. 31-13. 31-16.
Could it be 24?
I don't like 31-16.
24-13.
Yeah, I'm fine with 31-16. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
That's low.
I think you'll see Penn State in the low 30s, upper 20s, and I think you're 2 drives for Illinois, 10 points, 14 points tops.
Else is 10. Guys, if you're watching the show right now, and a lot of you are here watching Roll Call Friday, which will commence in about 15 minutes or so, 10, 15 minutes, we'll ask for the 3-digit area codes. What we need right now is a score. Put your final score in the chat. Just fire it up. LL went first, 31-10. The Juice just went second, 31-17. What do you think the final score of this game is going to be? When the total is 48. So 31-17 makes sense. I mean, that's right around the number. There's Marcella under 24-20 PSU.
Be surprised at that low. 28-27 Illinois. Oh,
holy crap, Ron Sean. Quit saying it.
34-13, 31-13, 35-17. These are all things I feel the same way. 24-7, I feel the same way. Yeah. I think
if Penn State loses this game, I'll get you a hat made Monday.
Oh, there you go. I'm with 38-13, 42-10, 24. Wow. I don't like 24-11, but I don't mind 31-15. Yeah. That's too low. That's 16. I don't win my bet on that. I'm not a fan of that. But 24-21 Illinois, I don't think so. But I've been wrong before. It's just
I will not be. I'm telling you now, I'm so excited to watch the Georgia and Bama game. Illinois Penn State's on at the same time. I will be completely bummed out Saturday night if Penn State loses this game outright. It's not time to lose yet.
Number 20, Oklahoma State's on the road at number 23, Kansas State. This number has been cemented at 5 all week. Hasn't really moved.
It's a strange game, P-Roll.
Total of 7.5.
Hold on, I got my thing over here. Let's see. Where's my notes? 151, 152. Oklahoma State. Nobody knows what the hell to do with this number except bet over.
Yeah.
Holy crap. 58 is the total now?
Yeah. Of all the games, this these are all my tickets for tomorrow. So I've got a little crazy for tomorrow. I wanted to bet this game.
You did not have Maddie at home last night, did you?
No, this morning. I went this morning. I had because I had my tickets from last weekend that I go cash. So I wouldn't cash my winning tickets for last night, and then went ahead and just got a little loose.
Did you use the kiosk?
Yep. Just started firing in the kiosk. Print. So
it's fun, isn't it?
Yeah, it's fun. Oh, it's fun. Firing. It was fun. So I got all my bets in. I have my full card already bet out for tomorrow. I can't wait. This game, I stared at this game going, I want Okie State. I don't like Kansas State. I faded them before. I want Okie State. And I went, nope, can't do it. Walked away from it. Couldn't bet it.
I think that's the only side I would take.
Yeah, I can't do it. I was like, I don't know what to do with it, but continuing with a roll call Friday. So the move has come back up. We went all the way down to even, all the way down to a pick, and now we're back up to UNLV laying 2.5 at Fresno State. I am on 3. I'm not moving it. I didn't get out of it. I held fast after talking to people about what the backup quarterback's going to look like. Here we go. I like UNLV.
I used it in the 4-3-2-1.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah, it was -1. I used it in the 4-3-2-1.
Like it.
Which is where you got to. We're in a contest where we got to pick 4 games against the spread and rank them. Can't remember what I used, where I put it. It wasn't my 4-pointer.
Yeah,
but
I went 1-3 last week, but thank God I got my 4-teamer
hit the
right.
4. Yeah, that's good.
I hit the 4.
Just hit the 4. You can breathe on those weeks.
Right.
Yeah, no, I like UNLV too. I mean, again, we've had a massive week of shows, and it's been just fun. And Arrigo came on and destroyed it when we needed somebody to talk about what went on, how it went on. I mean, there's reports now about different casino people wanting to
Mike
pay
Palm
and all this other stuff.
But there are multiple. I mean, I didn't hear about the Palm thing, and I didn't hear about Circa and Derek Stevens and Mike Palm until it was put out in the RJ. But I heard of other people in town that were contacting, going like, wait, the kid's gonna walk for $100K. I got you. Like, don't worry about this.
Right.
And they were like, no, let him go. Let him go. Yeah. UNLV said, let him go. To give you an idea as to how they felt about him, they must have had some issues. Like, I think Marion, the offensive coordinator, I think Odom, again, it's a New York kid who had never been on the West Coast, was a late addition. They had to go and find him in January because they were struggling after they lost Maeva to USC. That was a stunner. They didn't think he was going to leave because they have a starting quarterback there. He's going there to back up, which is the dumbest thing in the world. I'm going to go to USC to back up versus start at UNLV and play on a team that could be in the college football playoffs. But the kid got enticed by going out there, and then now he's playing. The kids coming out of camp wanted the other kid to start. The coaching staff went with Saluka because he can run better.
Yeah.
So the team's rallying around the kid that's going to start on Saturday.
We'll see. Again, it's going to be a good game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout by any means. Wow, UNLV by double digits, Jay Dow. You really think so? Holy crap. Okay. UNLV rolls, team rallies together. Whitrock.
It's galvanizing. Wow. I mean, I asked that question to Joe. I was like, is it a galvanizing thing? He goes, no, he goes, it could be, but it's a galvanizing for the fan base. So we got a lot of fans going into that building on Saturday, jacked up and excited.
Yeah.
It's going to be a tough environment for Fresno State to walk into.
I got to do that other thing. I just remembered right now.
Oh, me too.
I didn't. Yeah, we didn't. Hopefully, we didn't miss the deadline.
Oops.
That's all right. We'll send them in after the show. Over under.
I don't know. I would lean to the under, but I don't know. UNLV is going to run the ball a lot, so the game might move kind of quickly.
I have no idea. 50. That's the pretty much consensus numbers, a couple 50.5s. I don't know. It's going to be a hell of a day. I mean, Saturday's going to be, this is the middle. Yeah, we got the early games, then we got this game, then we got, Penn State, Illinois, and Georgia, Alabama. And then you got the late game with Oregon laying a gigantic number. It's tomorrow's already put in a reservation to not do too much of anything other than watch college football tomorrow. It's going to be great.
Oh, we're getting to that part of the year where it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
It's a lot of games, a lot of excitement that's going to be going on, and looking forward to watching these things. And, this is a really fun week of college football because we got games like this: Arkansas A&M at Jerry's World, Southwest Classic.
Just put a note here.
Call the Hogs, baby.
Let's see. Wow. 6 in 4 places.
I took 5.5.
Yeah.
I like the dog.
The favorite? Wow.
I like the dog. Give me Arkansas.
Oh man, I don't know. That's one I don't know. It would be take or nothing, but I don't know.
I like Arkansas.
Pig Suey.
Ooh, Pig Suey on this. Absolutely. Aggies cover. Ooh, Pig Suey. Me and JC are on the same team on the same side of these games. Aggies cover? I don't think so. Under. All right. Don't mind that. I'm with you. Pig Suey. Me too. I'm on Arkansas. Let's go Arkansas. TCU and Kansas at Arrowhead. Remember, KU can't play on campus. So they've moved this to Arrowhead. NFL Stadium in Kansas City.
TCU's not good.
But Kansas isn't either.
Better offense?
I mean, maybe. I don't know. Their quarterback throws picks like it's going out of style. Just hands them out.
This is one of those silly Big 12 games.
And a weird place.
You look, silly.
Red
Neutral.
line. Yeah.
Neutral site, Big 12 game with a total of 60.
Yeah. See you later.
You know what that screams?
Over.
Line through it.
Yeah.
I ain't got nothing. Their defense has been awful. Well.
I have nothing on that. All right. NFL and then roll call Friday.
NFL and then roll call Friday. 22nd timeout for Bromwell Camp. Yes. He's just joining the show. Yes. We talked Rutgers. Yes. I like Rutgers. Matt likes Washington. Take that for what it's worth.
+2 Washington.
I need to talk to Bromwell Camp. We'll figure out a way to get him on next week to talk a little baseball.
Baseball.
Yeah, I mean he had the World Series winner last year. He had the Rangers.
Not Iowa football.
Well, I mean, are they off this week? I don't even know who they're playing.
They're off. Yep,
they're off. Okay.
Could be 5 straight overs for Iowa football this season next week. The heck's going on?
Nobody would have thought that.
Bizarre. Yes.
Who's Iowa State playing this week?
Houston on the road. They're big favorites. Be careful. I don't know. Problem Cap, I think everyone's falling for that personally. I think everyone's underestimating Washington's ability to run the football. I think they're more smash mouth than Rutgers is. We just haven't seen enough of it. We all overlooked it because of the 21 new starters. I'm looking at the numbers. Washington is legitimate. I think they can go across the country and win a game. I really do.
Really?
Yeah, Jordan P. I'm on the same side. Arkansas 5.5. I like it too. I'm on that side. Yeah, Iowa, Ohio State next week. That's right. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, Jed's been great at Washington. He took that Arizona program, the same mentality, and there we go. We really want to talk about Iowa, Ohio State next week. Yes, we do want to talk about.
How big is that number going to be?
Oh, large. Over though. Vikings Packers. Who's winning this one?
What's your first thought? I don't want. I really feel like we're picking on all the Minnesota people.
I've been going against Minnesota for 3 weeks in a row now. I mean, eventually I'm going to be right. I keep on going against him, but I like the Packers a lot, and I don't care who plays quarterback. To be quite honest, I'll take either one.
Yeah, I really liked Minnesota last week at home against Houston. I really, really liked them. I used them in the contest and everything. Give the boys another poll because this Washington Rutgers
51-49.
That
Yeah,
that's a good number.
Yep.
Look at all those votes. Almost 100 votes, and Aaron split right down the middle, 51-49. What's the number right now for this? Let's
3.
see. Solid. Let me see. I'm gonna change it. Hit refresh because I had a college up.
I'm just putting 3. We need to move on. 3. Pittsburgh is laying 1.5.
No, it's 2.5. There's 3 threes.
Just use 3. It's fine. Packers winning. Packers cover.
Packers win and cover?
Yes.
Wow.
Vikings end of discussion.
Vikings end of discussion. Listen, if the Vikings win, man, that's a huge win for them.
Yeah, I'm going to bet the Packers, but I mean, like contest plays and whatnot, I always have a rule.
Can't use it.
You can't use
this game.
divisional games. You can't use.
Well, I mean, you can.
They're so wonky.
Yeah, this is one of the hardest cards of the week of the season.
Yeah.
If you look
teaser
ahead,
spectacular.
Teaser
Spectacular.
Teasers.
Today's a teaser. It's a teaser spectacular weekend.
Yeah. It probably falls Green Bay by a field goal, but go ahead.
So then tease it up. Pittsburgh, Indy. This is another one. Home dog, Indy, 6 to 7.5. Is this where your bubble bursts? Does Justin Fields finally get exposed here today?
Why?
Or Sunday?
Because of the vaunted Indy defense?
On the road, Dome Stadium.
You know he's in his 5th year, right?
Yeah. 4th year with the team. Fourth game with the team.
He's a veteran.
You got to use somebody. It's true.
You got to use somebody. That's true. I don't envy his position either. King of car seats got a lot going on this week, and I'm not talking about it. That's all I'm saying. He's just got a lot going on. So,
Cubby does too.
Yeah, I know. We got a bunch of people that this is
Big
a
week.
very exciting week for a lot of people. I will be rooting for all of you. There will be nothing better than I would love to see.
How many points will you need to win the first leg? It's currently 13 in first place.
Yeah, unless they go 5-0, it's going to be 17.
Well, there's multiple people who have 13.
There's 3.
Yeah. So, I mean,
That's
3
it.
people have multiple people who have 13. So you need them to go what? 1 and 2 and
4
3?
and 1 is make it to 17. So
Okay.
you're going to need 17. So the people with 12 are still live. And outside shot, I mean, if the 3 people with 13 go 3 and 2 or 2 and 3, then 16 might get in the money, which is very unusual because you took 18 last year in the quarters to go.
Right.
You had to go 18 and 2 or better. But I think it's 17. And King of Car Seats knows. Let's get 17. That's what I'm talking about. Is this the week that the Steelers and Justin Fields doesn't
Show up?
No.
Okay.
Not worried about that at all. But they could lose the game. I like the game under. Again,
They're favored.
they should be.
I know, but they can't. They can't lose the game and cover.
No, I said they could lose the game.
Yeah, absolutely. It's basically a pick
100%.
number.
I don't think this could go. I mean, anything could happen in this game. Colts win by 10, Steelers win by 10. The thing is, I don't think anybody's scoring 20 points. 17-14 final, 20-17 final max. I don't think anybody's scoring more than 20 points.
Okay. Rams and Bears. A lot of folks are questioning why the Bears are favored here by 3.
Why?
Should be a pick.
No way. Can't.
Caleb's a disaster at the moment. Their only win came by their defense and special teams.
Oh, of course. Rookie quarterbacks. This is the ride you're on. Enjoy it. Bears suck, Sports Avenger. Good to see you, sir. Haven't seen you in for a while. Daniel G. Caleb might throw 400 yards, LOL. Rams Swiss cheese defense. They're getting a pick.
Yeah.
Another under game.
Maybe.
Oh, boy. That was a nice under last week. Bears and Colts. Snooze fest.
Boring.
Picks in the end zone. All kind of bad stuff happening.
Bad quarterback.
Do you like a side in this game?
No.
How can you like a side in this game?
No. And then we've seen a lot of action on Commanders Cardinals. 5.5 to 3.5. Plays on the Commanders. Total 50.5.
Yeah. Is it that obvious that you take the Commanders? I mean, it obviously was because it was 5.5. They're all gone. It's down to 3.5.
Daniel's getting all the flowers he's been thrown the last couple of weeks. I don't know. He's due to look like a rookie. Cross-country trip.
Weird things happen in the desert. The doctor used to say that all the time. Speaking of the doctor, I have his parlay before we start Roll Call Friday.
He's 0 for 3 badly. This has not gone well for the doctor to start the year.
Mm-hmm. Let me see. Where is it? Oh, he had to change it.
Oh, God. Oh, no. He's second guessing himself.
No, because he had Appalachian State. So
Okay.
it got canceled because of the hurricane.
Okay.
Yeah. So he had some other games. Is that it for the NFL?
Yep. Well, it's a big better to book it today. So
okay. All right.
But what's the doctor's parlay?
So doctor's parlay. So we have to replace App State. So it's game number 119, Northern Illinois.
Good. I'm on it.
All right. And then it's game number 153, Cincinnati.
Oh, okay.
Cincinnati.
These are money line in on the number 2, by the way, for 3s and 4s. Robin.
Right. So for you guys that are looking at this or listening to this or playing this, it's you play them on the money line. He had Northern Illinois plus 230, Cincy around plus 140. Game number 204 is New Mexico State.
Wow.
Plus 270 at home against New Mexico. A huge dog. Boy, he's really shooting for the moon there. That's crazy. And then Wyoming is the replacement at home against Air Force. Is the replacement for App State. So that's game number.
I like one of those games. I like one of them. I
like one. That's sometimes that's good.
I like Northern Illinois personally, but the doctor is very due. Yes, the doctor has been ice cold to start because I've been playing them, so I know these things. He's ice cold.
The doctor needs to go to a doctor. All right, I love this guy, but he's been a little off. He hasn't seen the things like he normally sees the things. And 2-2 2 weeks ago. Last week, what 1-3 or 0-4 last week?
1-3 last week.
1-3, 2-2 the week before.
And like Rice lost by 1,000. Rice lost by 1,000.
That's the best part. When you lose with these, usually you're out of it early.
Yeah.
There's very rarely a tragic loss. So you're buried early. You go to check the score, and then boom, you're like, oh damn, bro, I'm out.
Yeah,
like, I ain't got to worry about it.
Smoked.
Yeah.
Time to call it. It is a Roll Call Friday.
Love Roll Call Friday. This is what we do every Friday here on the show, where we ask you guys, wherever you're at, to put in your 3-digit area code. So like if you were in Vegas, you'd say 702 and then put whatever you want after it. Las Vegas, Nevada. We try to dab this map. It's blank. We try to get all the states that we can. We've hit a high of 44 states and 7 countries in recent. Welcome back to football season and welcome back to Roll Call Friday. And it's been awesome. We just keep getting people. If you're new to the show, call yourself a recruit. The brigade is here. Everybody's here. P. Raltz, are you logging it up? Are you ready to go?
I'm good to go whenever you want. Rock and roll.
That was our little trumpet. And then sometimes I do this, and sometimes I don't.
No.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. This is all the time now. I was
thinking of a nursery rhyme.
Why?
And a different thing, and it came up in the music I was listening to this morning when I was going to the office to send the hats. Sent out a couple hats. Be my favorite thing about today. But now Peter Piper picked peppers, but Run Rock rhymes. Humpty Dumpty fell down. That's his hard time. Jack Be Nimble was nimble and he was quick, but Jam Master Jay cut faster. Jack's on nothing. Now Little Bo Peep called lost her sheep, and Rip Van Winkle fell the hell asleep. And Alice chilling somewhere in Wonderland. Jack serving Jill a bucket in his hand. And Jam Master's Jay making all that sound. The turntables might wobble, but they don't fall down. That's a little Run DMC. Peter Piper from back in the late 80s, mid 80s. I can't remember, but they all just listen. Sometimes the music picks me. Sometimes I pick it. You guys show up every single Friday, every single day. I mean, the numbers are going up. The show's going up. Leave a comment if you can on the YouTube channel after you watch this show back, after it finishes. We really appreciate it. And it's starting to happen. The things are starting to happen in the algorithm.
It's going well. Roll Call Friday. And away we go.
Away we go. All right. There's TP. Are you with me? ? In the 206 Seattle. Go Seahawks and Huskies tonight. What you going to do when BVB runs wild on you? I like it. I like that. Mariners, it was a fun season. Done. Football Guy 97 717 Lancaster, Pennsylvania, coast to coast. And there's JPC in the 313. And you know what JPC's watching tonight?
Tigers.
The Detroit Tigers are going to be in the playoffs. I can't believe it. Nobody could believe it. That was one of the best calls I ever heard when Benedetti said, there's a team that don't care about the odds going to do it again. I was going nuts. Enjoy the baseball, JPC the fourth. And everyone else in the 313. There's Sonic the Wrench, 602, Phoenix, Arizona. He rings the bell. He's like the sergeant in the morning that comes through the barracks with the can on the top saying, wake up, wake up, wake up. It's time for Roll Call Friday every week on the Twitter. Great job here. There's Eric Pisano, 631 LI, New York. That's an insider, Long Island. Yes.
Island.
Good luck with the Mets. You're going to need it. A lot of things are happening with the baseball. Corey Macbeth, 402, Omaha, Nebraska. Hello. Right back to the Midwest. I love it. Thank you for being here, Corey.
Always.
Appreciate you. There's Georgie Mason, 902, Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island, Canada, back home after a stint down in Philly. Philly going down to play in the Tampa area. We'll talk about that maybe in Better to Book It. That's going to be a trouble spot for them. Blue Spader, 702, North Las Vegas, heading to the gym and later the casino, living La Vida Loca. God bless.
I'm reversed. Already went to the casino, going to the gym later. Good job.
Bam, 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 bam. TC, Tim Campbell, 814, we are. Saw a guy in the grocery store this morning myself. He had a Penn State hat on. I said, sir, are you a Penn State guy? He said, oh, yeah, I am. I said, do you think they're going to win this week? He said, absolutely, they're going to win this week. I said, did you go to school there? He said, no, I'm just a fan. We are Penn State. Little fist bump on the way out. JC from KC, 216, Cleveland, Ohio, 76 degrees. And let's go Royals. Can you believe it, JC from KC? They're going to be in the playoffs, baby. I wore the Royals jersey for you. 417, San Francisco, California. Matt, may the best team win in Santa Clara Sunday. Sprinkled on the Pats outright for the emotional hedge. Rosie! What? Don't you dare let that team go to San Francisco and win. I don't want to see his ass here on Monday.
The Patriots beat the Niners in the wake of the CMC news that he's out for the season, basically. Could you imagine if they go there and beat the Niners?
No.
You want to put that franchise into a tailspin, have the Patriots win that game Sunday.
Unacceptable.
Completely acceptable, but it won't happen.
What if they're the
10.5?
What if they're the most selected team in the Circuit Survivor?
I hope they are. That'd be awesome. Pick the Niners. It'd be great. Watch it go down for a fourth straight week.
I'm gonna have to go find some Patriots gear. If they win on Monday, I'll wear it. God damn it. Don Pharaoh 928 Yuma, Arizona, still damn hot in 3 digits.
True.
Saludos a todos. Y'all have a safe weekend, compadres. Don, you do the same. Thank you for being here, sir. One snap Bonvie. My man 902, Cole Harbor, Nova Scotia. He's eating seafood. He keeps tweeting and texting and talking about what he's eating. He's having a good day.
I ate a lot of seafood.
Did you? Yeah.
I had 4 straight days of seafood. It was phenomenal.
That's what One Snap's doing today.
Good stuff.
There's Timmy Kurios, 2000, Sydney, Australia. Excellent. Great to see you here, Tim.
Right now.
Appreciate you.
God.
It's the next day. E-Rod Sean, 703, Centerville, Virginia, 77, 85%.
No, it's got to be in the morning, right? It's that way. It's got to be young. It's got to be earlier.
Next day. What are you talking about?
No, because my mom's in Italy. My mom's in Italy right now. She's 9 hours ahead of us.
Yeah, so then it's
in
like
Italy.
16 hours ahead in Australia. So it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. Yes. Timmy, tell P-Roll what time it is in the chat. I'm in the middle of Roll Call Friday. You don't know what time it is.
Oh, it is tomorrow. 6 o'clock in the morning tomorrow.
Thank you.
Okay, so I was just going. I knew it was the morning. I just didn't know which day it was. It's morning.
But
it's morning.
85. Put E-Ron back up. I didn't finish. 85% humid degrees. Have a great weekend, ladies and gents. You do the same, E-Ron. If Illinois wins, I'll get you a hat done on Monday. CBW 315 Oswego, New York. Syracuse -28 over Holy Cross and a tune-up for UNLV. Tune this. See you on Friday. Next Friday.
Ooh, Lions cover.
Clown MB3 517. What's that?
2 games on Monday night.
2 games?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Monday night for the football, for the NFL. Yeah, but no, we got Syracuse coming into town on Friday next week.
Yep.
Clown MB3 517, Adrian, Michigan. Tigers going to the playoffs, and the Lions are going to cover Monday Night Football. I love that shit. Give me some more Detroit. I'm all about the Lions and the Tigers this weekend. Lions, Tigers, and Bears. Oh, my. Raymaker 512, Pittsburgh, PA. Love you, Lewis. Baseball season's coming to an end in Pittsburgh, bro. It's all about the Steelers now. Jimmy Football 416, Toronto, 71 degrees Fahrenheit, partly sunny degrees. Thank you, Jimmy. Appreciate you being here, sir. Chef Benny, 401 Rhode Island. We are Chef B. Tell them. Baseball season.
You guys are watching the show live. Roll Call Friday continues on into bonus time. Better to book it. And favorite thing about today also will hit you guys. If you are watching on the replay on Sports Grid TV or listening on Sirius XM, thank you guys for being here. Have a great weekend. We're back on Monday, same place, same time, same channel that you're watching on to recap everything. For the rest of you guys, don't move. Bonus time begins now. And we keep it rolling on a Roll Call Friday.
Nice work. Williver, keep up. Will, sorry. That's a pretty clean show.
Yeah.
It's pretty clean for you, Will, Friday. I think it was. AOWN 319, Independence, Iowa. UCF over. Colorado and UCF over 61 and a half.
Yeah, I agree. I like it. I like Colorado in the game, though.
I don't even, what's the line on that game?
14?
Who favored?
Colorado?
Over UCF?
Yeah, UCF stinks.
Do they?
Both South Florida and UCF aren't very good this year.
Central Florida's favored by 14. You are never touching the numbers ever.
Wow, it has a line through it. I didn't bet it because I was like, I looked at
kill them.
Colorado.
Central Florida's gonna crush them.
I don't know what that.
A lot of points.
I don't like Colorado at all, so I don't know. I thought Buffaloes were favored by 14. So
No
I
flip the favorite. That's
a big flip. That's a big flip. It's 28-point flip.
That's a bad mistake. You're fired.
It's a bad number. It's
Can't
true.
do that. Kyle Meyer, 541 Eugene, Oregon. Go Ducks and Seahawks. See you next year, Mariners. Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Tough.
Yeah, that's a sorry one. There's Jordan, 1-star Goroff. Thank you for leaving that review on the podcast app. If anyone else feels inclined to do so, apparently that helps things too. Go leave a review. Jordan, 1-star Goroff did. He got a nickname for life, but we love this kid. 702 Las Vegas, Nevada. Interception parlay on Sunday. Anthony Richardson and Bo Nix is plus 170. It's not bad. Both throw picks. Justin Casey with a really nice picture of 609 Ocean County, New Jersey. Hashtag LFG. Thank you, JC. Justin Casey. J. Dalbets. 410 St. Michael's, Maryland. Unrated UFC card.
Underrated.
Weekend.
Underrated.
It says unrated.
I know, but he means underrated.
I'm just reading what he read.
I know
what
he means
wrote.
underrated.
Day card. Have a great weekend. You and the missus have a great weekend. And shout out to Pops. Hopefully,
it's straight.
Well
Jade out for me. It's a watch card. I like the card. I'm not going to bet much on the card. It's a watch card for me. 307's coming up, so that's next weekend. But there's some sneaky good fights.
Our time does it start?
I think like
noon starts.
I think it's like 1 o'clock.
Oh, that's like
the main card.
That just kills you.
Destroys it. It's dead. It's for over there. It's for Europe. It's the UFC marketing to Europe because they want a night game over there. They don't want day or overnight.
Jay Dow said, "I've clearly been day drinking again." Is why he missed the underrated as far as unrated.
Oh, good. It's Friday.
Francisco Ochoa, 951 Hemet, California. Back to the heat this week with the 90 degrees. That's right. There's Andy Caston. Andy, I will take care of that thing. Don't worry about it. We got you. We had to step up the proxy services this week. Andy out of town. 262 Wisconsin. I will get that done. Write that down right now. Get Andy's picks. Done. St. Louis Ray. 314, 63 degrees Fahrenheit and raining. St. Louis Ray. I think we got the details for St. Louis Ray's hat. I'm not positive, but if we didn't, send a text or an email. The text line is 702-570-8255. Do it now because I don't want to hear the admin crap all weekend. Kevin Whitrock, 319, Iowa City, 79 and sunny. Sounds like a great day there. Go milk a cow or something. Chris Otto, 412, Pittsburgh, PA, 71 degrees and rain. Whitrock's a farmer, ain't he? He got cows or stuff?
I don't know. He's in Iowa. I don't know if he's a farmer, maybe a pig farmer.
Maybe he is.
Cow farms aren't that common in Iowa.
All right, I can't remember.
That's
Hopewell
Nebraska
versus Quaker Valley homecoming tonight. Let's go Vikings.
Wow. All right.
That's a good game. Sports Avengers 7-4, Sharon, Pennsylvania, 72 degrees and cloudy. Will the real Joe Burrow please stand up?
We'll find out.
Damn, that's right. Marcelo under 504, New Orleans, Louisiana, a breezy 82.
Breezy in the NOLA is awesome. 80 and breezy. Oh, that's gorgeous. Oh yeah, that's gorgeous. That's day drinking weather. Sit on a deck with a breeze and a drink.
There's Ross Randall. Great avatar. Look at that thing. He really clipped that perfectly. Ross. 978 Amesbury, Massachusetts. Not on the boat today due to doctor's orders, but it's a gorgeous 67 degrees and sunny out here today. Well, you got P-Rod out of town. Sun
got nice. I left. It got nice.
How about that? Look at this. Scott Bartholomew. Usually he's here every single Friday. He has a streak longer than Cal Ripken's for being here on Friday.
True.
From 907 Ketchikan, Alaska. But he added some wrinkle in this one. I like what you're doing here, Bartholomew. Alaska. Ketchikan, Alaska. I don't even know where it's at, but he's here every single week. Sea Chicken's embarrassed on Monday. Much love, Brigade.
Sea Chickens will be the Seahawks.
Say that shit again. That's what's going to happen. Look at the Shrew. The Shrew just joined us. Just finished golfing in the 916 Sacramento. Just off the golf course. Little Friday afternoon round for the Shrew. Make sure you and the Bomber get them picks in. Just finished golfing. Great to see you here, sir. Fish Killer, 73-540 Roanoke, Virginia. Raining sideways. I hated those raining sideways. 74 degrees. What did he say? 74 degrees and what? Hokies money line tonight? Bro. Listen, you could be a fan. They ain't winning that game. Boy, that'll mess up the season for Miami. Oh, they ain't winning that game. Alice Montana, 507, Mankato, Minnesota, 79 degrees, sunny, no humidity, no bugs. Boy, that does sound like a beautiful fall day. Hopefully you have a nice day on Sunday. After the Twins are eliminated today or tomorrow, you're all about the Vikings. John, 724 Greensburg, Pennsylvania. Spring training starts last week of February. John, hold strong. The playoffs are going to be incredible. Don't worry about the Pirates. You can't do what you do. Ian Lights Out, 718 Brooklyn, New York. Cloudy and gloomy. You're not gloomy, though. I love that avatar. Every time I see that, it makes me smile inside. Roger Long, 765 Clinton, Indiana. 69 degrees and still moist. Raj, keep it moist. You know, that works. Isaac Rice just moved to the 202 DC. Welcome to the DC area. Thank you for being here, Isaac. Appreciate you. There's Lalonde. Brent, the Bomber, 614. Columbus, Ohio beats Sparty. They're going to spank Sparty booty. They're going to lay one on that team. Aiden Thomas, 806 Lubbock, Texas. Lay it with the Red Raiders -3 tomorrow against Cincinnati.
Fade the doctor's parlay. I don't know. It's not a bad idea. He's been cold.
All right. Well, we'll see. I don't know. Jordan P. 602 Phoenix, Arizona. Let's have a weekend, everyone. Let's go Niners. Let's go Niners is right. Please,
tough.
Please,
but
if
tough.
The Patriots win, it's going to be ridiculous on Monday. Latest scrimmage, 9:05 Newcastle, Ontario. It's 22 degrees Celsius, which converts to 72 degrees Fahrenheit. Thank you for telling me that, Linus. It's almost hockey season, brother. Enjoy it. G. Berg, picture of me and you. Boston versus the book right there. 716 Buffalo, New York. BVB, then FTM with Mitch and Paulie. Life is good. Go Bills. Fit right in that little window. Thank you for being here, Lair. Appreciate you. Damn, them Bills look good. Whoa, do those Bills look good.
Fade them.
You don't like them?
Fade them.
We'll get
Sunday.
better to book.
Fade
Stay
'em.
with us. The Juice, 602 Phoenix, Arizona. Over 49.5. Cards Commanders with Cards on a money line. Over 35.5. Team total for Canes tonight.
Like it.
I like that. They're scoring.
The weather. The only reason why I haven't bet that yet is the weather. I just got to see what the weather's
in
like.
Miami?
Yeah.
Was there going to be a problem? I thought it avoided. I thought
it is. I just want to see what the field looks like. I want to see what the weather looks like. It's it's a volatile time down there. Who knows? Pop up the thunderstorms, tornado warnings. Like the atmosphere is pissed off down there. So, but I like team total. I like Miami to score a lot of points tonight.
The atmosphere is pissed off?
Yeah. That's what a hurricane is.
Pissed off atmosphere.
Yeah. Swirl, cold air, warm air, cold air, warm air, going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Weather portion of the show, boys and girls. Thank you.
There's a spinning, and that's what happens, and then it goes and fucks everyone's shit up.
Spin. What the hell are you talking about?
It's just saying that's why I haven't bet it yet. But I like the team total over. I just need to see I need to see the field. I need to see warm ups before I bet that.
Santana 928 Yuma, Arizona. Vamos Serpientes. You better hope so. They better take 2 or 3. Better take 2 or 3. Otherwise, you're going to be left out of the playoff picture. There's King of Car Seats, 612 Farmington, Minnesota. Doesn't get more electric than a fall softball state tournament. Hell yeah. Enjoy that. That's fantastic. Get it all out now because you already know what's coming Sunday for King of Car Seats. I swear I'm on the edge of my seat for you. Get it done. D and an M. 919 Durham, North Carolina. Warm, rainy, and windy. Panthers beat Bengals. Bro, I hope you're right for the Steelers.
Oh, my.
That would be fun. Red Rifle revenge game. Give it to him, Andy Dalton. Give it to him, Panthers.
Damn.
I'm worried about it. There's Tyler. Paulos, 717, Lancaster, PA. Look at all them people in that avatar. That's a beautiful picture, Tyler. Tyler, did you send your thing for your hat? Email us, thebbbshow.com if you have it, or send a text today because I'm going to try to go see the guy tomorrow. Crop _ Duster 007 757 Newport News. Take them hogs. Little brother A&M sucks. Wow.
I'm with you. 5.5.
Crop Duster, did he pick his hats too? He won the hats too. We got to get that guy his hats. Just tell me what you want. Daniel G 989 Saginaw, Michigan. Gritty Tigs gonna do the dang thing. Damn right they are. Tigs is short for Tigers. Tigres gonna miss Monday. Mrs. G gallbladder surgery. Have a weekend, boys and girls. Go Tigers. We'll hold it down on Monday. You do your thing up there, and you give Mrs. Daniel G all of our well wishes. The whole brigade. We'll wait to hear from you Monday after she gets out of surgery. Mikey, awesome. The wrench. Look at this. This is for you. This is an ODU model, sir. Little navy with some baby blue and other stuff. 757 ODU. I'll be heading across the pond tomorrow. BVB live from England. Hashtag I heart BVB brigade. We heart you too, Mikey. Last year you're in England. See if we can get it done again. Skeet 610 Chester, PA. Skeet might be a recruit. I love the name and the avatar. Thanks for being here, sir. WV Punch Drunk 1 304 in the Dub V. Anxiously awaiting on the mail next week. Thanks again. BVB, you got the tracking number. Just text me when it gets there. Big package going out to WV Punch Drunk 1. Joe T 620 Syracuse, Kansas. P-Rod, how do you say that word?
Tamarisk, I think you say it, but I'm not positive.
Tamarisk Golf Course, 85 degrees. Well, that sounds nice. Kansas basketball.
Humid, though.
It's coming. 941. You know who that is. PB. Venice, Florida, 87 degrees. Got through Helene. Helene. Pardon me. You put an E on the end and make it sound all fancy. Either way, just
she
fine.
A bitch.
Whoa, no question.
She was a bitch, though.
Lots of flooding on the island and elsewhere. We were lucky. Time for old-fashioned Friday. Go Pats. They're losing that game.
Yes, of course. Yes.
Better lose, please. I can't take it. We might have to have PB on the show on Monday if we win this game. Geo to Wop, 949 Seal Beach, California. Hoping one of the brigade members is still rolling in Survivor. There might be a couple. I'm just saying.
Couple.
Pick them games against the spread, though. Joe TFP, 303. Denver, Colorado, 85 and sunny. Hoping everyone affected by Helene is safe. We're hoping the same.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Joe. Yorkie Morris is in a 702 Southwest Vegas. Go Birds. Yorkie, might see you Saturday night up at the joint. If you're going to be by the book, I might be by the book. Go see
This is
a
our
movie.
first Alabama dab, by the way.
Bam! Well, I mean, we had Tom.
We had Tom, too, so we have two.
Now we got TJ Fincher, 205 Alabama, roll tide. TJ Fincher got all the dirt on P-Roll. I can't wait someday to hear these stories in person.
I got this with him, but this is actually a pom-pom from an Alabama Texas A&M game. Because I believe TJ brought me this pom-pom when we saw it. The last time we went to a game together was Bama at A&M. And I believe that pom-pom is from TJ.
TJ could be the BVB guy who gets things too.
He can go.
We'll call him
even more so
whatever.
now.
I believe in TJ. Thank you for being here, sir. There's Vinko, 385 Croatia. Martin Savage, thank you for being here. Deuce Daly, 603 Pelham, New Hampshire. That's where you left. This is great. Great to see you, sir. Jesse Photo, Big J, 217, Champaign, Illinois, hoping that Illinois keeps it close to Penn State. They'll keep it close, but they ain't winning. If they win, I'm going to be sad on Monday. I don't want to hear that. Pierre in the cut, 317 Indy, jumping in the shop today, baby. I love it. Let's go, Colts. They're playing the Steelers. What do you mean, let's go, Colts? Brandon Rincon, 310, Culver City, California. Stay blessed, fellas. We're trying to stay blessed. Get that hat request in for you too, Rincon. I'm getting that done. Landon, is it Lille? I can't remember. I don't know. But 618 Southern Illinois, go Salukis. That's the first Saluki shout out we've ever had on the show. Thank you for being here, Landon.
I told you stories about the Salukis. That was Creighton's big rival for years.
Yeah, but that's the first time somebody got in a chat and said, go Salukis.
No, we've talked about it before. We've talked about when I told stories, people were saying Salukis. Yeah, we got a lot of people in that part of the country, part of the state, that are big Saluki fans.
Ryan Coot, 660, Tipton, Missouri. Good luck to my daughter tonight as a freshman.
Wow. That's awesome.
Man, that will give you that little feeling in the stomach, man. Good luck with that, Ryan. A lot of
That's
things
awesome.
happen
That's
as they
very
get
cool.
older, bro. Look at this. There's Garrett Brown. Garrett Brown's looking great. 425, Kirkland, Washington, 65 and sunny all this weekend and next week. I believe Garrett Brown is a real estate guy up there. I think,
cool.
I think follow him on the Twitter. Or he follows me. I think so. That's him. Garrett, if that's you, thank you for being here, sir.
Very cool. All right. Super chats. Mikey, thank you. Appreciate that. Here's a soup and a chat for $2. Very good. Kevin Roper, wish I could stay for Roll Call Friday, but heading to Biloxi for a casino. Best of luck for the weekend. Have a great weekend. Everybody stay safe. 601. By the way, if you are in, Kevin, tell somebody in Hattiesburg, tell somebody in Biloxi, like we need to go to Biloxi to do shows. Like there's too many casinos and too many books that are in Biloxi. It's in the heart of SEC country.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Like we went to Chicago. Like, go to the South. Like, that's where we should go 100%. There should be a book there that wants us to come down to do the show from the South and to give you guys in the Southern area a chance to drive down. Biloxi's a lot of fun. It's all the way down, though. We can go to Tunica. We don't need to go all the way down, but Tunica, too. We can go into Tunica, Mississippi. That's just a suburb of Memphis. So you have the Tennessee folks that can come on over. You've got people who are in Louisiana can come on over. Either or, Biloxi or Tunica. We really should be doing shows from there at some point in 24, 25. JPC Lions will be rocking their new black duds. Look out.
Oh, did you see them yet?
No. They're nice.
So they went Honolulu blue helmet.
With all black
on black with the little Honolulu blue of trim.
Like
stuff.
It. What color?
Have a great weekend,
what
fellas.
color?
Also get those Tiger exactas while you can. It may be the year of the Detroit Big Cats. Holy crap!
What is the jersey uniform in, white or black? It's gonna be white, right?
No, the numbers are in Honolulu blue.
Oh, okay.
Outlined in white, and it's black jersey, black pants.
Like it. And then finally, no milking cows here. Kevin Whitrock. Here's to keep Fight Song Friday alive. Good luck to the BPS guys. Have a great weekend, fellas. We appreciate you guys for being here. Very good stuff here on a Roll Call Friday. Oh, I missed one. Sorry.
Oh, hi, Alex. 910, Wilmington, North Carolina.
Hold on.
Good to see you here. Have a great weekend, fellas. Go O's and Ravens. Sounds like a Baltimore guy down in North Carolina.
That is true, Marcel. Under Tunica's got cotton fields and Biloxi's beaches. That's fair. I would agree with that. Biloxi is more beautiful. Biloxi also gets wiped off the map every 5 years because a hurricane comes through and it's like a whiteboard. You have to rebuild the entire seacoast. Yeah, it's crazy. It's like, it's like literally once a decade, Biloxi gets completely wiped out.
Oh, there you go, Landon. Thank you, Dave. It's pronounced aisle.
Like grocery
Landon,
aisle. Okay.
Like the grocery aisle. All right, that's perfect. Landon aisle.
Let me just make sure I got everybody here for
so.
Roll Call Friday. I think that is everybody on a Roll Call Friday, and that means we take it to better. All right, get comfortable because we got a lot here. This is the whole weekend. This is not all the plays, but this is a lot of the plays here. It's not my Sunday plays, but it's a bunch of my Saturday plays for us here today. Miami tonight, 9.5 in the first half.
Oh,
against Vatek.
I think I like this better.
I don't want to play around with anything to do with the second half of the game. Miami is a fast starter. Vatek's been smacked in the first half in 2 of their 4 games so far. Been down by 14 points, 2 touchdowns at halftime a couple of times. I think Miami gets a dub, gets done in the first half.
I think you're right. I think this is a bet.
Okay.
Matt Gentry just popped in 480 Mesa, Arizona. Go.
Thanks, big Matt. Appreciate you being here.
Yes.
Washington +2.
No, I like the other side.
Okay. UNLV, I'm going to stick with the number. I didn't punt out of it. I have the worst number, but I don't care. I'm taking 3. I'll lay the 3 at UNLV. You can lay 2, 2.5 now, but I laid 3 on Wednesday before the news. Stick with it.
It's going to go one of 2 ways. Really, really good or really, really bad. I'll vote with you. I think really, really good. Based on what Arrigo said, you guys are looking for insight onto everything. Go back and listen to Wednesday's show. Absolutely killed it. We had Jack on too, talking about Georgia and Bama. I like UNLV.
Penn State -17. I bought it down. Was at 17.5. I bought it down to 17. This number is gone. It's not 18.
I hope you win this, but I will say book it. I think it's too high. I think it's just this tax that they're adding because he does cover these numbers against teams like this. Makes sense to play it, but the book will.
James Franklin knows the spread.
Give me covers.
BYU +3.5. I want 3.5. I don't want 3.
Why does this seem so obvious?
It's not.
No?
I don't think it seems for a lot of people. I don't think it seems so obvious. A lot of people haven't seen BYU play yet.
I did twice. I'm impressed.
They're physical.
Sharp guys love Baylor though. There's something going on with this Baylor.
They're at home, but if they love Baylor, why is the number coming down? Why is it 3?
Let me see. 171, 172. What is the number right now? Well, they loved Baylor last week.
Mm-hmm. And they got burned on a Hail Mary.
In the end. Yeah, they did. Refresh. Yeah, paying at 3. There's no more 3.5s. Bye-bye. All right, so you got 3.5?
Mm-hmm.
All right, if you're watching and listening to the show, don't look for 3.5 because you're not going to get it. I think this line stinks, AOWN. God, does it? I like this side. I like your side. I like BYU.
Northern Illinois to bounce back after a very disappointing loss last week in a game that they probably should have won, but they had all that hype, all the love after Notre Dame, and they lost the game outright. They come right back against NC State. I think they win the game outright, but I'll take Northern Illinois +7.5.
Jeez, where is this game at?
At NC State.
It's up there at the top. I haven't looked at this game one time all week. Wow, this is unusual. Oh, they lost. Yeah, they lost that game last week. Oh, no. They don't bounce back. I'd like the favorite here.
They come back big time. I'm with the doctor on this. Him and I both like the 7.5. They may lose the game, but I think they cover the 7.5.
Okay.
This is not a bet. This is just you and I both have to say who wins the game. Who wins, Georgia, Bama?
I think Bama.
I don't know. This is
you just said we have to pick the game.
I'll pick it. I'll pick Georgia, but I'm not betting it. I mean, in terms of a bet, I don't know what to do.
Bet this game, but we could bet this game in game.
Would you tease this? Would you tease it up? You get 1.5. Would you tease it up to 7?
No, I told you the rules. I know.
But I will say this, I'm with you until Bama games and Georgia games because the handle is so big, the numbers are so sharp. This is almost like an NFL game. Like there are so many eyes on this game. Like there's so much money coming in on this game. This is the biggest handle game of the weekend by far in college.
This is going to rival
an NFL game, is it not?
Hold on. I'll give you an example. This is going to rival Jaguars Texans. This is going to rival Browns Raiders. Like this is it probably will have more handle than both of those games.
Wow. Okay.
Like there's going to be games this week in the NFL that like aren't going to have this game is a playoff game. Essentially, like a standalone, it gets lost on a Saturday a little, but it's in a perfect window. Everything's coming down to this game. Just watch the line move. Where does this line close? Is a better question.
Well, at this point, it's going to be Bama favorite. I might get points with Georgia by kickoff. If that happens, I'm taking Georgia.
Let's see where we got Georgia. I'll tell you where this line's going to close. Wow. I don't know. It's going to go, if it goes, well, it's sitting at pick now at Circa. They're not going to close the favorite. Georgia will close the favorite. Okay. Or pick. Georgia minus 1.
Yeah. Buyback coming on Georgia?
If it goes to pick, we're waiting to see. Georgia's not, Bama's not closing as a favorite. Like, it won't end up Bama minus 1.5 before the game. But, man, that's going to be a great game. I can't wait.
Ugga fans don't like Ugga. That's great. To the NFL, I'm going against everyone. Jacksonville plus 6.5.
You can have that one.
Bounce back spot, shocker spot, moment spot, everything spot. Everything gets right. Get right game for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Only 1 week, but I think Doug gets it done in 1 week. This is pro football. You don't get housed the way the Jags got housed in pro football and not bounce back the next week. If they get killed this week, Doug Peterson gets fired.
Yeah.
Coaching for his job.
I'd like this better if Houston won. This isn't good as spot for Jacksonville. You can have it. A lot of the walking people have Jacksonville.
Oh, no.
So you know. Just so you know. This is a walker. Just be aware.
Great. Perfect. Saints plus 2.5.
Wow. Okay. This one is way more of a coin flip than I would think. If I'm forced to, I'm taking Atlanta, and I hate it.
Okay.
So I would say
I'm taking
this one.
I'm taking New Orleans. Denver plus 7.5.
Second road game after they beat.
They're not going to win. They're going to cover. Not going to win. They're going to cover. Give me Sean Payton in weeks 3 and 4. He's an absolute wizard.
And I hope you're right, but the Jets are winning the game.
Wizard.
They cover or not, it's a different
That's
story.
fine, but wizard in weeks 3 and 4. Game plan on game plan on game plan.
This feels this is a chalky play, but I would only take Jets. But again, I don't really like Denver, so yeah, I'd say book that one.
Ravens laying 2.
Wow, we're opposite on almost every one, including this one.
Public is all over the Bills. Public is all over the Bills. No problem being on the book side in this one. Everyone's on the Bills.
The line's 2.5. The hell are you talking about?
It was 2 and I got it.
It's painted 2.5.
Okay. Opened at 1, didn't it?
The Walkers are on this one too. Just be aware.
Well, maybe they're finally paying attention to the right people. That's fine. Get one right, get one wrong. That would be par for the course.
And the surgical 6 is on this one.
He likes the Ravens in this game? You sure? That's very much unlike Trent doing that. He would be a Bills. He would be on the Bills.
Sunday night money line favorite. That's the regular move. Does that all the time.
Sunday night money line. What's his number close at?
Oh, this or less. 2.5, most likely. It might bounce to 2. There is
awesome
0
teaser.
chance.
Bills are an awesome. I'll 100% tease the Bills up if it's 2.5 at close.
It will. It 100% is not going to go to 3. I tell you that.
If it's 2.5, I'll tease it to 8.5. That would be an absolute.
They're waiting with bags to come bet the
3?
Bills plus 3. They ain't getting it. Not at our book. No way.
Oh, there we go. Deduce will be there. Oh, he'll be here.
Juice will be at the game on Monday. I'll be here on Monday.
He'll be here on Monday. It's because it's Sunday night.
Okay.
It's Sunday night. Yeah, teasers are definitely going to be. And then finally, under 40 Pittsburgh.
Raymaker Lou, the Walkers. I'm fucking dying. If you know, you know.
Oh boy,
just
yeah.
Stay in that. We're gonna go strutting down the street. Bam! Under 40 Pittsburgh.
Shirts, leather, bikinis, all of it.
Swimming.
Yeah, they were swimming all right.
Woo! Bouncing. Under 40 Pittsburgh. Yes, yes, yes. This is a bet again.
Okay.
Pittsburgh under freeze is free money. I hope you're right, Lewis.
I don't know if it's free money, but I don't think any offense is getting scored in that.
Damn turnover's gonna. If we get beat on this, it's because somebody somehow ran a punt back. Ain't nobody running no kicks back, or a pick six, scoop and score. Some kind of bullshit beats us. Otherwise, first team to 20 wins. The other team ain't getting it. 2017, 17-14, 20-14. One of those three is a final, and you could be damn sure if it is. I'm clipping it and posting it. Those three scores.
Favorite thing about today is what?
Two things. One, baseball, bro. It's the last weekend. We still got things to be decided. I'm very excited for your Detroit Tiger fans, for your Kansas City Royal fans, and enjoy the last weekend of baseball because next week is going to be intense. 1 month. Got a lot of work to do between now and then, but go get them Detroit Tiger things because as soon as they clinch that spot, that price is going to be cut, slashed in half or more. That's number one. Number two, Kendall goes to school today with Grandma. Gets on the bus.
Okay.
Grandma comes home doing whatever she's doing. My phone rings. It's the wife. What are you doing? I'm actually boxing up some hats and doing some stuff. I got to go drop off the hats at the package place. Why? And she's like, out of breath. I'm like, why? What's wrong? You got to go get Kendall. I said, what happened? What do you mean? The bus broke down. The bus broke down. What are you talking about? Do you know where this corner, that is? I'm like, it's a block away. Yeah, I know where it's at. Is everything okay? I don't know. Well, okay. She's fine. The bus, they're just waiting for another bus to come get them. Like, what the hell is going on right now? So I stop everything I'm doing, get in the car, go up 2 turns. I find the bus parked on the side of the street. Kids are hanging out. I get out of my car and I'm walking, and then I'm like, man, I remember riding a school bus back in the day when it was stopped or something. It was fun. Like, there might as well have been a boombox in there playing. It was the only thing missing. I'm like, These kids are having fun. This is crazy. It's 8:46, and she got to be at school by 9. So this other bus ain't coming. So all these kids are going to be late. So Kendall took the foresight, texted her mother, who then called me and said, the bus is broke down. You got to go get her and get her to school. So I go and I wave. I'm the only person there. The bus is just parked on the side of the street. The bus driver's looking at me like, you need to come around to the other side. Oh. She didn't even open the door. Okay. Good on her.
Okay.
Open a window. Can I help you? Yes. My kid's on that bus. I got to get her to school. Is everything okay with this bus? Yes. There's a problem here. We got the transportation coordinator, supervisor coming. We got to get the kids transported to the other side of the street, but we need someone to come to make sure it's possible. And we're waiting on the other bus. I said, all right, my daughter's Kendall. I need to get her off the bus. Okay, can I see your ID? Absolutely. Check my ID. Gets on the microphone and says, Kendall, your dad's here to take you to school. You got to get off the bus. Now, I didn't text her. I told my wife to text her.
Okay.
So could you imagine when a 10-year-old gets announced on the bus, your dad's here? So I'm looking at the front of the bus, and all these kids are like, look, who is that guy? I got this BVB hat on. I'm just hanging out. I'm like, And here comes Kendall. I don't know what part of the bus she was sitting on, but she's a back of the bus kind of kid, I think now. She's in 5th grade.
Okay.
Comes strutting up like this. Sees me standing in front of the bus, gets off the bus. I said, what happened? She's like, I don't know. I said, all right, well, I got to take you to school. And she's like, that was so embarrassing. I said, what was embarrassing? She's like, they were chanting my name when I walked off the bus.
That's great.
Because you came to get me. And I said, do you want to wave to everybody on the way out because you're the only kid? I said, you're going to be my favorite thing about today on the show. So shout out to her, Maverick, and the rest of the 5th grade and whoever else got stuck on the bus. But just like life, when you get a flat tire, fix it and get going. Always forward, never straight. Favorite thing about today.
For me, I'll make it quick. It was awesome to wake up this morning, and obviously I don't like not being with Amanda and Brooks, but opening the door to the house and going, oh, it's warm. Like just got the heat of 90 degrees at 10 a.m. after being in New England for a week and wearing jeans for the first time in forever, wearing hoodies, wearing sweaters, wearing all sorts of things. And it's not even cold there yet. I mean, not even close to being cold there yet. Yeah. And going like, man, you got to wear a lot of clothes to live here. I kept on saying to Amanda, I was like, you got to have a bunch of different outfits. She's like, I know it's really expensive. You got to buy kids more clothes. I got to have a bigger wardrobe. I'm like, it's easy. We wear shorts and t-shirts till like December. Like, we just don't wear any. I'm like, when do you get to wear your flip-flops again? She's like, I don't know, June. I was like, I don't wear my flip-flops when I go home. I was like, threw flip-flops on. I was outside. So it's a nice reminder. I love New England. It's always going to be home. It's just nice to come back and go. It's September 27th and it's 95 degrees.
Did you let the dogs out?
Of course. Yeah. Julie did a great job. Kept the dogs. The dogs were insane, but they're calming down a little bit now, but they were left alone for 5 days. So, he just had to calm down a little bit and get them,
to let Ninja just run out.
No, she did a good job. So, soft. There's TBW. I've always told you this. I am completely soft. I am 100% soft. I am Charmin soft now.
Extra soft.
But I'd rather be this soft living here than hardened, cold, and bitter like I was in Boston.
Can have it.
Yeah. Sorry, Ross. I don't mean to keep rubbing it in. Sorry. It just is what it is.
Curacao ruined me. I was soft before I went to the Caribbean. After that, I was undone. And now I've been out here officially. I can't believe it. I've been out west the same amount of time that I was back east. So
that's what. Yeah, I'm getting close.
27. I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
I'm getting close. I mean, it's wild, but I'm getting up there in terms of like where. Wow, 53-47 by the way in that poll for the Vikings. Both polls of today were very tight, close for you guys. 51-49 and 53-47. So
more on the Vikings.
More on the yes,
Packers.
Vikings.
Wow, okay.
52% on the Vikings.
Wow,
so slightly on the Vikings +3 here. I like the Packers to win. Guys, have a phenomenal weekend. Thank you for being here. We appreciate all you guys. Thank you to Thom Abraham in Alabama. Thank you to Tyke in Oakland for coming in to tell us all about the Oakland A's. You guys missed any part of the show, go back and watch it here on a Roll Call Friday. We're back on Monday. 2 Monday night football games on a Rhythm Monday to break down with James Santor coming up for Mondays. BVB, Matt, Dave, hope to see you all back on a Monday for the Bostonian versus the Book.
We are Penn State.